Merry Christmas Eve. Good morning. Hello. Hi. So nice to see you guys today. All right, today we're just going to talk about our wins from the last year, from 2022. And then that's about it. We're just going to hang out for a little while, maybe drink a little champagne and hang out for the morning. If you are here and watching, say good morning, please, in the chat. If you have been watching and you've never taken the time to say good morning in the chat, today is your day, okay? Today is your day to stop lurking and join the community here on this YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School. I'm the co-founder of Exodus Summit, and I help Black women take a sabbatical, move abroad, bop around as a nomad, house sit, all while embracing ease. If these things sound good to you, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, please. And turn on notifications. Ring that notification bell so that you will be notified when I post a new video or when I go live with my friends. Welcome. Okay, speaking of friends, welcome friends. Hello. Hey, April Jones. Happy holidays. Good morning, Rochelle. Good morning, Latanya. Good morning, Shauna. Moments of Essence. Good morning. Happy holidays, Martisha Childs. Good morning, Razine. Good morning, Winnie. Good morning, Shelley. Happy holidays, Maria. Hey, Pearl. Happy holidays. Feliz Navidad, Missy. Happy holidays. Good morning, Stella. Happy holidays, Pam. Merry Christmas Eve, Ms. Rice Lifestyle. Hola, Krishan. ¿Qué tal? Hello, Gina. Good morning. Happy holidays. Wishing you the best of everything in the new year as well. Thank you. Hey, Junket. Hope you're well. I'm well. Hope you are well. Buenos dias y feliz noche buena. Sí, gracias, Adelia. Janae, Merry Christmas. Hi, that's for my mom. Okay, enough. Okay, let's find my mom. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Where's my mom? It feels festive. Good. All right. Oh, there she is. This is my mom. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to me. Thanks, Mom. Merry Christmas to you. My mom put her Christmas tree up and didn't send me a picture. That's really not like her. Every year she sends me a picture. This year I had to ask her, did you put a tree up? She said, it always looks the same. I'm like, but it's looked the same for the last maybe 10 years. And every time you send me a picture. I don't know why she's acting brand new. I don't know. I don't know why she's acting brand new. All right, anybody here for the very first time? Anybody here who has not, yeah, for the very first time in the chat? Say hey. Hello, Erica. Hello, Tisha. Hello, Ujo. Hello, Cerise. Hello, angels. Good morning. Happy Christmas. Angels Whisper. Hi. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Mind Your Business. Thanks, Erica. Thank you. I have to do some extra steps to conceal my gray hair. I just can't find, so there's a Walmart in walking distance and they don't have a good selection of hair dye. And I haven't been to, I think I need to go to the Farmacia. I need to go to the pharmacy and find some hair dye. So in the meantime, I've been just trying to disguise all the gray. So you have to get creative. When your hair, my twists are already, they're over a month old. I don't know how old. My twists are old and I'm not going to retwist them. I'm not going to take the time to retwist them. So the twists are old and the hair is gray. I'm just like, let's do my best cover and concealment. I learned a little bit of cover and concealment in the Army. Let me do my best cover and concealment so I can get a little something done. So I can look a little holiday party-ish. I have not done henna on my hair since I first went natural. Hey, Junket. When I first went natural in, I'm going to say 2009, I used to dye my hair with henna. I don't remember it being, so I like a specific color, and I don't remember it being something that I liked. With my hair, I'm gonna tell you what I like. I don't like my hair black. I don't like my hair super dark. I think it makes me look like a dead person. Gray hair and black hair on me are not the move. My hair is naturally pretty sandy. You can't really see it because this hair is dyed. My hair is naturally a pretty sandy color. I don't like that either. So I like a good burgundy-ish, violet-ish, chocolate cherry color in my hair. And so I've not been able to get into henna or indigo. I've tried both back in my day when I was a Curly Nikki devotee, but it just didn't work for my needs. I like a very specific color, and that didn't work. So matter of fact, one of the two, I like two different box dyes. One of them is called Chocolate Cherry by, I don't know, y'all know. And then the other one is like something like Burgundy something something. I like those, not too much others. All right, cheers. I'm having a Bellini this morning. Maybe I'm gonna switch and put my straw in here instead of in my water. Let me drink a little more water and then put my straw in my Bellini. I've got peach juice, melocotone. I had to learn the word for peach, melocotone. And I've got the leftover Prosecco from my book party. We had a party on my other YouTube channel when I finished my rough draft of my book. I opened this up on Tuesday, and it seemed like it still got a little life in it. So that's what I'm having this morning. You would, Sandra. Sandra says, I love the natural puffs. Okay, so Sandra at the Exodus meetup wore her hair in two Afro puffs, and I was like, me too. Sandra had her hair up in two puffs, and I was like, I have been sleeping on the puffs. So thank you, Sandra, for reintroducing me to the puffs. I usually like the half up, half down. You know, y'all know. I really enjoy the half up, half down when I have my hair twisted. And I was like, I need to bring in some puffs. Another option. I like the half up, half down. I like the full bun. And now I've integrated the puffs, either loose puffs and I've also done like, what's it called? Bun puffs. Thank you, Sandra. All right, cheers, guys. Cheers to 2020, to making it. No, we don't want to just toast to surviving 2022. We wanted to toast to the wonderful changes that 2022 brought us and the insights that 2022 taught us, and the friends and community, and I'm not rhyming anymore. Friends and community that we formed in the process. Cheers to us. Cheers, guys. All right. Yeah, so lavender is beautiful on gray hair. I could probably do lavender because I have so much gray. I think that's beautiful. I love a good lavender, a good pastel pink. I do love options on other people, but on me, I'm like, chocolate cherry or nothing. Cheers, guys. Cheers. All right. Yeah, so I know a lot of you are experiencing very cold and very snowy weather, and there have been some tragedies on the roads and some disasters. So I'm glad that you guys are all safe and sound. I hope that you and your family and your loved ones all are safe and sound and warm and comfortable. All right. Cheers, Miss Callie. Cheers to the end of 2022, embracing ease in 2023 and beyond. Amen to that. Yes to that. We're drinking to that. Yes. Cheers to that. All right. Do you guys? Yes. And Sonia Rose says, cheers to clarity and renewed spirit. Do you guys want to talk about 2022? I don't know. So I did write this as though we're going to wrap up 2022, but do we want to get serious or do we want to just chill? I can show you my vision board and show you what 2022 did and did not look like for me. Are anybody interested in that? Or we just want to chill? We don't have to make this a serious a serious Saturday morning. Yes, Wendy, boycott winter next winter. I hope this was your I hope this was your last winter weather experience. Last involuntary. I hope from here on, anytime you experience winter weather, it's because you choose to and not because you have to. That's what I hope for all of us. I hope we have spent our last winter in the cold, unless we want to be there, unless we want to take a trip to the cold or something. I don't know. I've heard some people like it. That's what I've heard. Thanks, Belle. So some of this is just my camera, okay? I don't look the same when I use my iPhone for video, right? When I use a high definition camera, I don't look exactly like this, okay? So don't get unrealistic expectations. If you see me in real life, this is what the camera says I look like on this particular laptop, okay? This is not what I look like in high definition. So don't get too excited. But I will say that I get all of the sleep. I get all of the rest. And man, I look good. I look good when I get sleep. When I get rest, a little bit of sun, I drink a lot of water. I stay really dry. I drink water I am constantly drinking water. I am like a whale. Do whales drink water all day? Some animal that moves in the water and has to drink water all day, right? I am that. A dolphin, a shark. There's always water coming in and going out. And I think those things, plus, like my mom got good skin and her mama had good skin. Some of it is that. But I think a good portion of it is really seriously that I get my sleep. I get my sleep. I get my sleep. I get 8 hours of sleep. One of my best abilities, one of my I'm going to say it's a superpower. Okay. I don't use that word lightly, but I'm going to say my superpower is being able to get a full night's sleep, wake up without an alarm, just naturally wake up and then decide I want to go back to sleep and being able to go right back to sleep. I can take a nap even if I'm not tired. I can take a nap. I love that about me. I can take a nap even if I'm fully rested, not tired, have done nothing. Oh, I can take a nap. I can take 2 naps. I think that is what you see. Also, I don't experience a life of fight or flight, right? I don't have stress in that way anymore. I don't have a job. So I don't live in fight or flight mode. I don't live around white people, white American people as a choice. So I don't live constantly under fear or stress or nervousness or, that's not my normal state. For some of us in the United States, that's your normal state. And you're just not going to look right. I don't care. I don't care. You're not going to look your rested self when you have to live among people who any interaction could turn into a police a call to the police, right? Or any interaction could at least just turn into them just being mean, just being mean and rude. I don't live my life in proximity. I try my hardest, I must say. I'm not there yet because I don't have a home. So sometimes, I'm a house sitter. But I try my hardest to not live my life in proximity to people who could cause me harm. I think you see that on my skin. I don't have to do things I don't want to do anymore. My YouTube channel, my coaching business, my virtual summit that I co-host with Rashida, that supports me, so I don't have to I can say no to things that I don't want to do. I think you see that on my face. A little bit of joy, a little bit of relaxation time, a little bit of time to do absolutely nothing, a little bit of time to listen to my thoughts and examine my thoughts. I think that's been a really healing process for me, and I think you see that on my face too. I don't take compliments about my skin lightly. First of all, seriously, this is the camera. Some of this is the camera, okay? But secondly, there was a lot that goes into that. There's a lot. When you see those women I interviewed last week, so last week, if you weren't here, you missed it. It's not too late, though. I don't want to say you missed it as in you're never going to see it, but you missed an opportunity to be live in it. Last week, I interviewed Black women over 60 and just asked them to give us some advice, some life advice. And they came through with some amazing life advice. But even more importantly than what they said to us was how they looked, I think, because those women looked joyful and peaceful and happy. There was a glow happening. There was some glowing, there was some smiling and giggling, right? I think that I don't take it lightly. I don't take the fact that I can feel this way and look this way. I don't take it lightly. That's what I'm here for. It's what this channel is here for. I want all Black women. I want all Black women to feel this peace and joy and hope for the future and satisfaction with today. I want everybody to feel that, right? Ease and flow, please, right? I think that's what you see. But also, like, if you see me in person and my skin doesn't look exactly like this, okay, Cameras be cameraing. Okay, I think my camera does a little bit of blurring. Because when I take my picture with my iPhone, I can't stand it. I'm like, who is this? I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't know her. All right, yes, we'll drink to that, right? Okay, all right. Okay, let me go ahead and show you a little. We'll just walk through my vision board really quickly for 2022. I made a whole video about making it. We don't need to get too in depth with it, but let me pull it up on my screen and show it. If you want to make your vision board, now Adalia's doing a vision board session on January, I believe January 8th. I know I put my vision board on here. Adalia, who is Picky Girl Travels the World, V-I-S, if I was, so I'll get that, stay patient. Let me show you my vision board and then I'll show you her link. I'll find her link so that we can look at her, so that you can sign up for her session if that's what you want to do. If you want to make your vision board in community with some other Black women, start planning, dreaming. I believe it's January 8th. And so let me get that in just a minute. But first, we'll just look, we can look real quick at my vision board and see how I did. One of my other favorite traits about myself is that I can look on the bright side of anything. So you're going to see a lot. If we're going to grade my vision board, which I don't mind grading, if we're going to grade my progress towards my vision board for 2023, I don't think I passed. I don't think I passed, but I made good progress. So let's see. We can do that. We can do this real quick. Okay, I think you can see that. Okay, so 2022, I like some words for the year. For me, my 2022 phrase was 2022 feels like abundance. I think I did that. I operated in abundance in 2022. I tried not to make decisions based out of lack and instead make decisions based out of abundance. Not being afraid to hold on to what I have because I feel like it's going to be the last. Instead, I tried to operate like, there's more coming. So I feel like I did, okay, that's an A+. Okay, I did some superficial things, like I started flying business class, but I did some unsuperficial things that also, like when I hear someone say I need money for whatever, I gave some money away in 2022. Something my parents have always modeled for me, something I've not always had the money to do. So it's real nice to be able to hear somebody say, I need money for this and be able to do it. Or yesterday, right, Ami's adventure. Yesterday was Ami's birthday, and I sent lunch money, right? It's nice to be able to do that when there was a long period of my life when I couldn't, right? This here square represents, can you see my cursor? Yeah, I think you can. This here, so when we went into 2022, I thought we were gonna do a meetup in Antalya, Turkey, and we were gonna get on a boat. We did a meetup. We got on a boat, but it was in Cancun instead of Turkey, so that's a win. Curacao was on the vision board for last year. I wanted to go to Curacao for the winter. Did it. That's also a win. I may have done better in 2022 than I thought. I wanted to go to Alaska to Terry's meetup, Happy Girl Alaska's meetup. Did not make it because we had to change the meetup to Cancun, and it was ended up being the same time. So I didn't get to Alaska. I've been trying to get to Alaska and Scotland or Ireland for like the last 3 vision boards, I think. I've had one or all of them on my vision board for the last 3 years. Have not made it yet, but a new year is a new opportunity. All right, this was to start a second YouTube channel. I did start a second YouTube channel. My second YouTube channel is called Stephanie Perry Media, where I talk about media business things. I talk about growing a YouTube channel. I talk about writing and publishing books and whatever other media shenanigans I may want to get into. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe to my second YouTube channel, which is called Stephanie Perry Media, so that you don't miss out on what's coming there. We've already been doing co-working sessions in that, what is it called? On that channel, we've been doing live stream co-working sessions already. That's how my book got done, right? It took me, I don't know, over a year to write the first half of the book, not the first half, but like half of the book. It took me over a year to write half of the book. In about 3.5 weeks, I wrote the second half of the book on live on the internet during those co-working sessions. So that was awesome. So second YouTube channel. Okay, I'm also going to give myself an A on that. Okay, because my second YouTube channel is monetized. I just hit the 4,000 hour mark yesterday, I think, or day before. I hit it the day before yesterday, but YouTube takes a day to catch up. So just yesterday, I hit the 4,000 watch hour mark. So that's what monetized. So another A plus. Wallet activism. So I read the book Wallet Activism by Tanya Hester, which helped me think about ways that I want to use my money to be my voice, my vote out in the world. I don't say my money as in I'm a rich person, right? I'm saying my money is in everyone. I think our money has more say in how the world runs than our actual votes, right? If you consider your money your vote, you vote for things over and over with your money. And so I read the book and I thought a lot about ways that I could use money in a more activist way, right? In a way that promotes a world that I want to live in, the way that I want the world to be. It's a gnat, but it's huge. But I did not, so I read the book, yes, but I didn't put it into practice yet. I'm still staying in Airbnbs that are either owned by corporations or owned by very wealthy people. Like this Airbnb is beautiful. And it's owned by a local person. And I thought that was awesome until I met him and found out he's a rich guy, right? He's rich. He used to own a chain of hostels, right? Like, so, and, so I don't spend a whole lot of money on stuff, you know, because I don't yet have a home, right? I just eat and travel and, I have switched my clothes, a good portion of my like clothes and goods. We talked about my bag. I don't have it with me. It's upstairs. Right. So I have started buying those things from either individuals or from people who are like certified B Corps or who are more socially minded businesses. But that makes up a very small portion of my purchase dollar, right? Of my dollars out. A very small percentage of my dollars out have gone to people or companies that I would be proud of, right? The majority of the money that I spend goes to major corporations and people who are not making the world a better place. So this is a failure. This is an F. 22 books. So Rashida said she was going to read 22 books in 2022, and I was like, okay, me too. But you know what? I'm not a person who tracks things. It's just not in my nature. I don't count things. I don't count things. How many countries have I been to? I don't know. How many house sits have I done? I don't know. I know how many reviews I have on Trusted House Sitters because they tabulate that for me. So 22 books. I probably read 15. And that's a guess, right? Just by, I have times when I read a book like I can go through a book a week and I'll do that for a few weeks, for a month. And then I don't read anything for a month and then I read. So I'm guessing maybe 12 books. I probably read 12 books. So is that a passing grade? I don't think so. Book club thing. I was supposed to write my book and do some book club touring. I didn't do it. I didn't finish my book in time to do that. So that's another F. Chief executive officer was me just wanting to move into a less active role in my business, not to me wanting to be able to make money in my business without me being there, right? To have something in my business that makes money without me doing it, right? Like House Sitter School is already that. I make YouTube videos about House Sitter School, but it sells without me having to sell it. And that House Sitter School plus my Trusted House Sitters affiliate income is a good base income. Talking about $2,000 a month, which as a house sitter I can live on. But everything else requires me to be there and do it. So I didn't do that well. I didn't make that switch. And it was probably a little premature for me to think that I could. Being a coach, it was probably premature for me to think that I could move into that. This up here is this is what is it called? A yacht. How could I forget the word? I was going to say a cruise ship. This is a yacht. I wanted to not get a yacht in 2022, but I wanted to spend some time with a significant other doing something romantic and fun. I didn't do that because I didn't get a significant other because I didn't even go on one date. F. Fail. We wanted to send 3 Black women on sabbatical. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, okay? So I paid, personally, I sent 1 Black woman. I put her out of work. I sent her on sabbatical. And then together as a channel, we are about to send another Black woman on sabbatical. So we committed to $25,000. We're over $20,000. We're going to get to $25,000. I'm going to count this as a 2 out of 3, which is a passing grade. 2 out of 3, and then next year we'll get to 3. Next year we'll get to 3 Black women sent on sabbatical. Up here, this lady making tea or coffee, I needed to get my morning routine together. This is something that I have passed. I now get a passing grade for, but I just did it over the last few weeks. Just over the last few weeks since I started co-working with everyone over on my other channel, my mornings are much more organized, and therefore my days are organized, and I actually get something done during the day. When you have all day to do stuff, it's really easy to not get anything done because you just be like, I'll do it later. And then you're like, well, too late, I'll do it tomorrow. I was in a perpetual cycle of that, getting something major done before 6:30 in the morning, right? Because we meet at 5:30 Central Time. Getting the writing portion of my day done by 6:30 in the morning, and some days I would go for a walk, or some days I go for a walk afterwards, because this is a really nice neighborhood to walk around in. By 8 o'clock in the morning, I've done 2 things that normally I would beat myself up about all day. When am I going to go for a walk? When am I going to get a workout in? All right. When am I going to do some writing? When am I going to do all day? Instead of doing the things, I would spend all day not doing them, putting them off, and then feeling bad about it. So my morning routine is better, much better. It's not an A, but it's a B minus. So I feel real good about that. I still need to get my nights together so that the mornings can go more smoothly. But it's a work in progress. So this little square is that I wanted to establish an apartment here in Costa Rica. You know, I had to push my Costa Rica scouting trip back, which made me push my move to Costa Rica back. So I'm not ready to get an apartment here in Costa Rica, or house, a home in Costa Rica yet. But the scouting trip is going well, and I've done a few different neighborhoods, visited a few different neighborhoods. So I get a passing grade for that, I think, even though I didn't do it, I made progress towards it. Tracy G is I don't know what you would call her. She makes affirmations. I don't know. I found her on Spotify maybe years ago. She's got some affirmations on Spotify and YouTube. And one of my favorite affirmations of hers is, I am proving to the universe in action and in gratitude that I am ready for more. So I probably will put that on my vision boards from now to the end of time. I wanted to run a 10K. I didn't do it. Not only did I not run a 10K, I didn't even get myself to the place where I could run a quarter mile. 10K is 6 miles, so that's an F. Originally, when I thought maybe I was going to Alaska, the Anchorage Mayor's, I think, half marathon is that same time, so I put that on the vision board, and I put the Rehoboth Beach, one of the Rehoboth Beach races. That didn't happen because I didn't even get myself to running a quarter mile. I'm not doing a good job with stacking things, or I'll start and then stop. Instead of starting and keeping going and seeing a little bit of progress, I'll just stop. I'll just be done with it. So this coming year is a year for me to focus on that resistance, right? Putting systems in place so the resistance can't win. So F's across the board for this part of the board. And then this picture is an actual hostel that exists in Curacao. And I was hoping that I could get my YouTube coaching students together in Curacao and we could meet and do some coaching live in person. It was naive of me to think that we could do this because I was only going to be in Curacao for 90 days and I didn't start planning it in time. And by the time I started thinking about it, it was too ridiculously expensive to expect people to fly to Curacao for a weekend or for a few days. But I'm going to keep this on my board for next year because I think the hostel itself is adorable, right? And I think that my YouTube coaching students would love to meet up either there or here somewhere in Costa Rica and do some coaching in person and get to meet each other in person. So, wait, I'm on the wrong page. So there's my YouTube. I'm just looking late. I need to get to the right place. I'm reading about baby development. You see why I don't get stuff done. I spent my morning reading about what a 3-month-old baby can do. I can't find you. I can't find you. Where are you? Ecam. Hold on. I can do it. I did it. I did it. All right. So that's my vision board. I got some A's, I got some C's, I got some F's. The reason I feel so good about 2023 is that the good stuff really came through for me. Those meetups with you guys, the Exodus Summit meetup in Cancun, and then the Vicarians organized meetups for me, for us in Charlotte and Nashville, and we'll still count just last December, which was 2021, in Northern Virginia in the DC area. Like those meetups really recharged me. They were amazing. They were awesome. I think I like those were my favorite parts of the year. Yes, I finished writing a book, but our meetups were my favorite parts of 2022. So I like that. So even though, I didn't do a lot of stuff I said I was going to do, I feel good. I did make some progress on some things. And mostly what I want for next year is more of that. Okay, you guys still with me? How was that? How was that walkthrough? I did use Canva to make my vision board. Thank you. I used Canva. I just clipped some pictures from all over the internet, which is how I got started with the baby pictures. I started looking for pictures of kids in a non-creepy way. Like, first I was like, how do you put kids on your vision board in a non-creepy way? Because it's going to be somebody's child. So how do you put that on the vision board? And then I saw I saw somebody's baby, and I was like, oh, that baby's that baby is not thriving. Somebody on YouTube had put their baby on YouTube, and being a person who does sometimes judgmental things, I was like, I don't think that baby is hitting his targets. I feel like your baby is 3 months old. Your baby should be able to do more stuff. So then I started looking at what should a 3-month-old baby be able to do. That's the kind of thing that sabotages my day, which is why I need to get my evenings and my mornings under control. All right. Yeah, so that was Canva, and I just clipped some pictures from various places, from Pinterest, from anywhere on the internet, right? Clip some pictures and then organize them. I use Canva, and you can use the free Canva, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Jan, thanks, Jan. You guys are super supportive of me. So I do have going, I think 6 dates is my goal for 2023. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, right? Like, you know how you want to do something, but you don't want it. You want the thing, but you don't want to do the thing. I don't want to have to go on dates to get a to get a boyfriend with a yacht. I don't know. Ms. LGC says I'm being hard on myself. Change the F's to C's. Some more F's, right? The wallet activism, that's a clear F, right? I don't think I stayed in any Airbnb that wasn't owned by a rich person. Right. Staying in Airbnbs is the easiest way for somebody like me to get money directly in the hands of people, to keep money in the hands of people and not wealthy people or corporations. And I don't think I stayed in one, like when I went to Curacao, I thought, in Curacao, one of the Airbnbs, I thought, this is the one. This is owned by a local person. And then I got there, and it's a whole block of Airbnbs that they own. Then we stayed in one that was a Marriott Airbnb, right? Marriott Resorts. I stayed in some hotels, right? I think it's fair to call that an F. I don't mind failure. I don't mind giving myself a failing grade on something. I am not a person who equates my worth with what I do, and that spills over to this, right? I still see myself as a valuable person, as a wonderful person, amazing person who fails at things. And I don't have a problem. It doesn't creep into my psyche. Some people, some people cannot receive feedback of an F without it creeping into them thinking, something's wrong with me. I'm a failure. No, I just failed. I said I was going to do it. I didn't do it. I said I was going to run a 10K. I didn't run a 10K. I didn't even run a 1K. I didn't even run 1K. I have the app. I could probably look up the longest stretch that I ever ran. So I use Map My Walk and Map My Run. They're really the same app. And you can tell how far you went per thing, but I would have to look at the speed to know if I was running or walking. So it would take me a while to figure out how far I actually ran at one time, but probably not a quarter mile. My parents, I really love the loop in my parents' neighborhood. I know it, I know it, I know how long it should take, and it's easy to track my progress when I can do that loop shorter. But I just don't do it that much. When I'm there, I'll be like, I'll do it tomorrow. Like I said, when I have all day to do something, I don't do it, right? Yeah. So, oh, this is a wonderful point. Glass half full. I moved some of my retirement investment to a socially responsible fund. I looked them up. I'm pretty sure I did that too. I remember looking it up, but I don't remember if I made the move. I don't remember. I may not have. I may not have. I may have just come up with the list because, like Vanguard, there's some lists floating out there. This is something I can do before the end of the year. Yeah. They only invest in businesses that are socially responsible. Now, what is socially responsible? It's probably where I got caught up. Some of them, like, who's the judge of that, and how much do I trust that person? Because you can't be an oil company and be on that list. Natasha, there are no F's, just E's for evolving. Okay, okay. You know me. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn something, and I'm gonna look on the bright side. If the F is too harsh for you, don't use it. I don't mind. I don't mind it, right? Because it's easy to average out, right? I know an A plus an F is a C, right? I know a B plus a D is a C. So I don't mind. I really don't mind F. I don't mind the word failure. I don't mind it, right? But yeah, failures come with lessons. Failures come with second chances. Failure is not fatal. I'm not a person who thinks failure is fatal, right? But if you don't like the word failure or you don't like the F letter grade, figure out another way to be honest with yourself, but not pull yourself into despair. Thanks, Kalandra. I love your spirit and the deliberate way in which you live your life. I'm a work in progress, right? I'm a work in progress. I deliberate things. Sometimes I don't do them, right? So I don't get, you don't need to give me too much. I don't need to pat myself on the back too much. I deliberate, and this is an opportunity for me to look back and be like, okay, here are some opportunities. Here's some opportunities. But thank you. Some things I have done very deliberately and I'm really proud of myself for, right? Some things I'm like, yes, right? So I do that. M. Adams, please help. I have not had great success with finding good Airbnbs. This squirrel just plays. There's a wall, right? There's a kitchen window, and out the window I can see the back wall. And there's a squirrel who he just lives his life almost every day about this time. I don't know what happens at this time. He just be going darting back and forth on the wall. I have not had success finding good Airbnbs, even though I read the reviews. I'm a beginner nomad. What are the problems? If it's a problem that could not be solved with any Airbnb, then Airbnbs may not be for you, right? Not everyone has a travel style where they can enjoy Airbnbs, right? So if the problems are just like there's always construction in the neighborhood and noisy neighbors or whatever. Like that's everywhere you're going to travel. And maybe you just need to stay in hotels that are going to be quieter. Seriously, I mean that. I mean that. You don't have to try to fit into the Airbnb mold if Airbnbs are just not the right travel thing for you, right? I am super whatever, go with the flow. I don't care, right? There's ants in this house. This house has ants. You know what I did? I plugged the thing and I plug the place where I think they're coming. They're big ants. They're like I can see them 20 feet away, right? They're big ants. I plugged a couple of holes where I think they're coming in, and other than that, whatever. They're ants here, right? I just don't leave any food out. Just do the regular stuff, right? But for some people, this would be I'm not staying in this house. I can't stay in this house, right? Everything is not for everyone, and not everyone is an Airbnb person. So if there have been problems that would happen anytime you're staying in a residence in someone's home, right, in a residential neighborhood, that's the problem. That then Airbnbs just aren't for you. Now, if it's like you're finding hosts who don't know how to be hospitable, I hate that. I hate that. I love that Airbnb has made the hospitality industry accessible to everyone. Anyone can be in the hospitality industry now. And I think that's amazing. I love that for people who are into that. You can run a bed and breakfast today with very little money, right? Anybody can do it. But instead, Airbnb has become a cash grab for people who are not interested in hospitality, right? Rashida checked into an Airbnb where there was no soap, no towels, no paper towel, no toilet paper. Like, you're not interested in hospitality. This is a cash grab, right? The least you do, the least thing you can do is do a quick sweep. Here are the things that every guest needs to be comfortable in this home for the 4 days, 10 days, 30 days that they stay, right? If it's an issue of hospitality, I think that that is something you can find in reviews, but you just need to read the gushing, glowing reviews and not the people who are just like, yeah, I was there for 4 days, it was fine, you know? Or that may be hotels are for you. Like, seriously, it may just be that hotels are for you, right? The lack of hospitality among Airbnb hosts, I hate. I hate it. I hate it. You should not be an Airbnb host. It's called a host. You should not be hosting people if you don't understand that people are going to need trash bags, they're going to need paper towels, they're going to need toilet paper, they're going to need at least some hand soap, right? This is part of running a hospitality business. Not everybody should be in the hospitality industry. That is an Airbnb failing. And I don't know. I think the answer to that is probably in the reviews. It's probably staying with people who are staying in Airbnbs that are run by individuals and not by a corporation. Because nowadays it'll say, you know, Sunshine Hospitality or something instead of, you know, Carlos Garcia. So I don't know. Airbnbs, there is a problem with the idea of people thinking that everybody should be an Airbnb host. We had Pamela, if you're into the idea of hosting as an Airbnb host, right? If being in the hospitality industry is your thing, you should be an Airbnb host, right? Pamela from the Happy Host Academy did a session in Exodus Summit and a bonus session in Exodus Summit 2022. And if this is your thing, you should get with her. You should listen to her sessions, and you should get into Airbnb because we need more hospitality on Airbnb, right? We need more hospitality. There's a lack of it. I'm gonna give you the link here, okay? So the link to the Exodus Summit 2022 replays is at exodussummit.com. You can get the Exodus Summit replays. One of the speakers at Exodus Summit 2022 was Pam from the Happy Host Academy, and she teaches people how to thrive as an Airbnb host. Yeah, Tracy, the basics of hosting a guest is not rocket science. That's right. People just don't care. That's right. Right? Like, trash bags is my pet peeve because even the best host does not put enough trash bags in the house, right? Because I stay for 30 days. I book Airbnbs for 30 days on the regular, right? This is pretty normal for me. I don't like moving from place to place. I don't like the travel part of travel. I want to just be there. So I booked for 30 days, right? Like, why is there's trash bags in the trash can, but there's no other trash bag anywhere? Like, what am I I'm supposed to go out and buy trash bags? I'm paying to stay here, right? But like the no soap, no washcloth, no towel situation, it's not rocket science. When you check into a place, what do you expect? You expect to be able to use the toilet, wash your hands, and dry your hands. I mean, that's basics. That's basics. You don't even have to be good at things, right? People just don't care. It's greed, right? There's greed. There's a greed epidemic going around. And so so I'm torn on the answer of whether you can figure out through the what is it called? Through the reviews, if you're picking a good host, or if it's just hit or miss. And if you really need some good hosting, sometimes you just need to stay in a hotel. Seriously. Angela and Lamar and Angela. Angela has an Airbnb in Querétaro, Mexico. She says, I'm super picky about Airbnb, so we're excited to launch ours the way that we would love to be hosted. That's right. Right? Like, I love the idea of Airbnb. I love the idea of it, right? Anybody can be in the hospitality business. I just don't love what people have done to it. I love that, right? Just like YouTube, anybody can be in the media business, right? And you don't need anybody to give you permission. You don't need millions of dollars and big old fancy setup. I'm a fan of that. But Brenda says I had to clean my Airbnb when I arrived. Other than that, I got my money's worth. Okay. Like now here, even in this one, which is good, I'm satisfied here. I had two beefs, but not enough for me to like. There was a French fry on the floor, so I'm like, how clean is the floor if there's a French fry? Now it looked clean when I got here, but there was a French fry. Like, how did that happen? And then when I ran out of propane in the book that he left, he says if the oven doesn't start, there's a spare propane canister. You just need to switch them out. And I'm like, no, you need to check that before I check in, right? That should be on your checklist. If you're using a propane stove, you need to check, it's simple, does the stove light or not, right? If you're not bothering to check and make sure the reason I'm staying here is I need a kitchen, right? I can stay in a dorm room in a hostel, or I could stay in a hotel. I'm staying in here because I need a kitchen, and I'm here for 30 days. Like, one of the things you should check is there propane? Now, because someone had stolen his spare propane tank, one of his prior guests had stolen the spare propane tank, I couldn't switch it out even if I had wanted to. But like, I shouldn't have to do that check, right? I shouldn't have to do that. Yeah. I'm not super, yeah, insects are not going to make or break my Airbnb stay, but I know that about myself. And if it's going to make or break your Airbnb stay, some places, listen, you need to be in a hotel, right? I don't think in Latin America you're going to be like, oh, unless you're in a high rise. If you're on the ground floor in Latin America or the Caribbean, there's bugs. There's bugs. I'm not going to let these ants, not only do I not care about these ants while I'm staying here, but yes, I want to live in this house. Like, I want to turn this house into a long-term rental and in this exact house with the ants. Me and these big old ants. We going to stay together. Debbie C, I'm a hotel girl and I'm okay with that. That's right. Some stuff you don't necessarily know until you do some trial and error. But once you get there, don't force yourself. Ease, embrace ease. We're not forcing ourselves to be a different type of person to enjoy things, to do things. You don't have to be an Airbnb person. I've stayed in dorm rooms and hostels as an adult, right? With somebody snoring in the next bunk. That's not for everybody. Not everybody could do that. Don't force yourself, right? Know what you want, know your needs, and find a way to meet those needs. Yeah, find a way to meet those needs. Simi, I'm at an Airbnb outside the city for peace and quiet, and there's a construction site next door. I regret not booking a hotel. I don't know where you're going to go and not hear construction, except here, I guess, now that I've said that. This is the first Airbnb been in probably in 3 or 4 years with no construction noises. Not exaggerating. Cities are, especially in the places I've been, Mexico is growing and on the move, right? Costa Rica is on the move. Everywhere you go, even out in the jungle. I was in the jungle in Costa Rica. On the same property, they were building a house. Okay, that first place in Costa Rica, they were building a house right next door. Remember on the live stream, it sounded like they were in my Airbnb. It sounded like they were in the room with me. Construction noise, that's an Airbnb. I consider that a given, right? I consider that an Airbnb given. I don't know where you're going to go and not hear construction noises. Maybe like, I don't know. I don't know. I've heard it. I've been in Airbnbs all over the U.S. And like, I did my little U.S. road trip. I've been to Curacao, here, Mexico, a couple different towns in Mexico. Like, construction noise is just part of being in a neighborhood, right? It's part of being in a neighborhood. If you don't want that noise, don't stay in a neighborhood. Stay in a hotel. It's all right, right? It's okay. Yeah, Auntie Trey, I can deal with the ants, but not the palmettos. Yeah, like in Mexico. I haven't seen them down here. I'm in Costa Rica. What do I see? Oh, spiders. The whole spider this size, like including the legs. Spiders all over the place. Um, but I mean, around the house. I haven't seen a big spider in the house. I've seen little spiders in the house, but outside, like there's spiders everywhere, right? Like if you're in Mexico, they live. Those bugs live there. cockroaches or palmetto bugs. I think in Mexico, they really call them cucarachas, I think, right? They live there. They come in, they go out, they come in, they go out. Scorpions in parts of Mexico, they come in, they go out, right? You need to know, if you're a high-rise person, be a high-rise person, right? It's okay, but just know what's your thing, and then stop trying to force yourself to be something else. Janae, hi Janae. What are you doing for New Year's Eve? Try to find a spot to hang out. I'm not prepared to leave the house. I want the thing, but I don't want to do the thing. We already discussed this, Janae. All right? So I want a man with a yacht. I don't want to do what it takes to get a man with a yacht. New Year's Eve, this time next Saturday. I doubt there's anything going on here. This is San Jose. I'm not at a beach town where people are going to be like out at a bar partying. I'm in San Jose where everybody's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to is my real answer. I'm trying to come up with a good reason, but I don't want to. I don't want to commit to it, but I'll think about it. How about that, Janae? I'll think about it. I don't want to commit to doing anything for New Year's Eve. Because as we've stated, I am a hermit and a homebody, and I really like that. But I'll think about it. I will spend some time looking for something on New Year's Eve that I think I could enjoy. I don't have anything fancy to wear, so like I would need to find like a hotel bar. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Well, I don't know what would I do? I'm in San Jose. I'm not at the beach. I don't know. Oh, Bronwyn doesn't like the geckos. They're my favorite parts. I love geckos. I love them. I don't know. I feel like they're my pets. I love when like at the Airbnb in the jungle. There was, I think they were two different geckos. One I would see in the main living area, and one I would see in the bedroom. And they'd be scurrying all the time. I'm like, you ain't got to rush, right? I'm not gonna bother you. I don't care, right? I'm not gonna bother you. If you're here they eat mosquitoes as far as I know. And I didn't have a real mosquito problem down there. So geckos are they're my favorite thing. I like them. Their little noise. In different places, they sound different. And I remember in the Philippines, I was like, what is that? She was like, you know what that is. It's a gecko. They sound just like they sound where you live. I was like, first of all, we don't have geckos where I live. Second of all, I don't think they sound the same everywhere. Simi says, I'm in the countryside, so it's really bad luck to get all that construction noise, but at least it'll be quiet tomorrow. Yeah, that's it, right? You just be like, when is Sunday? Because even Saturday doesn't matter. They get started bright and early on Saturday, but at least on Sunday, you're like, okay, at least I get that one day. I was in that other Airbnb on Thanksgiving, and for some reason, I kept thinking, well, they'll be quiet tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving. I was like, it's not Thanksgiving here. They don't care about that. Like Thanksgiving has been put on the calendar in Costa Rica, but it don't mean nothing to them. It's not. It's just a day that it's like I don't even know. I was going to say it's like Cinco de Mayo in the U.S., but that's not true because in the U.S. people be celebrating Cinco de Mayo for no reason. But it's like it's on the calendar, but it's not a thing. Yeah, geckos are a thing I don't mind. Like geckos are a thing I'm not going to take any action against. But the ants, I'm going to try to find the places where they're coming in and block them and wipe the counter down with some caustic stuff a couple of times a day, and right, have a whole routine with the ants. Let me tell you about this. But with geckos, I'm like, y'all can live. Y'all can live. Y'all stay. They don't. I've never had a gecko like get anywhere near me. Right. I don't know if that would change if I felt like the geckos were infringing on my personal space. But they stay. They mind their business. They. So let me tell you this story about the ants. I had some dessert. I ordered like a dessert from the place a few days ago, and went like fell asleep on the sofa with the dessert on the coffee table. And by the time I woke up in the middle of the night, there were ants on the dessert. Right? So I throw the dessert away, put the thing in the dishwasher, whatever. I went to the store and bought some brownie mix the next day to make myself some Christmas brownies and didn't taste the mix raw, you know, just which I normally do. I taste it to make sure, right? I did add in some extra vanilla extract because I have plenty of vanilla now. And then made the brownies, put them in the oven. When I got them out and ate the brownies, I was like, I think they forgot to put sugar in this mix. Either they didn't put sugar in the brownie mix, or they just use a different recipe for brownies outside of the US. Because, in the US, we have a reputation for being sugar crazy. And down here, sugar is not, in a lot of places, sugar is not all that important to desserts, right? They don't do things as sweet as we do them in the US. So I don't know if there was a failure on the part of the brownie manufacturer or if it's just a Costa Rica thing. And the same, because it was the same stuff, what's it called? Was it Duncan Hines? The same mix you buy in the US, but down here, and it was in a bag instead of a box. I was like, there's no sugar in these brownies. And it was really upsetting me and my homegirl. And then I left that plate on the coffee table, went upstairs, went to bed. The next day, when I was walking down the steps, I was like, I see the plate on the coffee table, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to deal with ants all over again. I get to the plate, there's not one ant on the plate. Even the ants were like, there's no sugar in these brownies. Why? We don't even care about these brownies. There's no sugar. So now a word to the wise, if you're buying brownie mix outside of the United States, you might need to put your own sugar in the mix. And I have plenty of sugar because I drink coffee. So I had, and I couldn't find a smaller bag of sugar, so I have a good sized bag of sugar. I got plenty of sugar. I just didn't know that I needed it. So the brownies were useless. I mean, it just tasted like brown flour. It's just useless. So I still don't have a Christmas dessert, and tomorrow's Christmas. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm gonna try to order something. I talked to my mom and I told her I was gonna go look around for a bakery, but I forgot to do that. It may not be too late, because here, you can get everything delivered. There's Rappi here and Uber Eats here. So I may be able to get a good dessert delivered. Cake. Where's the dessert from yesterday? I think the Dutch do sugar. The Dutch do sugar as well. The Dutch in Delaware, we have like the Pennsylvania Dutch, the Amish. We have Amish people who can bake. I'm talking about they can bake. So when I went to the Netherlands, I was like, I know I'm about to get some good desserts. And I was right. I had some Dutch apple pie, which they just called apple pie, right? The first day I was in the Netherlands on that house sit, and I was like, I knew it. They know how to bake. I don't remember any Dutch meals. I think mostly what I ate in the Netherlands that was like Dutch food was actually Indonesian food, because the Netherlands and Indonesia, whatever. I guess they colonized Indonesia. Their food in the grocery stores was Indonesian food. You go into the grocery store, you know how you buy pre-prepared stuff in the grocery store. Nasi goreng, I ate good. I ate some good Indonesian food in the Netherlands. I don't remember eating anything that I would say was not Indonesian that was Dutch, except for the baked goods, and they throw down. They throw down. That's why I know I could be happy in the Netherlands. They throw down. They eat Dutch. Their baked goods are good, and they eat Indonesian food. I can thrive there. I know I can thrive there. Same in Costa Rica, because Costa Rica is a Dutch island. Curacao. Last winter I was in Curacao, because Curacao is a Dutch island. In the grocery stores they have Indonesian food and Dutch pastries. Really good. Hello, Anissa. Good to see you. All right. So we've talked about the wins and fails and ups and downs. Anything you want to share with me about your 2022? Anything you want to recap? Yeah, like the Amish, whatever they make, just buy it. If it says Amish on it, just buy it. That Amish potato salad and Amish macaroni salad. Thank you. I will take it. They even put sugar in that. I'll take it. I don't care. If it says Amish on the label, buy two. Buy two. Yeah, right. And that had a feeling. I'm like, they're Pennsylvania Dutch, right? That's what they're called. They kept the Dutch way of doing things. Yeah. I knew when I went to the Netherlands, I knew I was going to be okay with food. because in the UK, I did not enjoy the food. And even in France, I was in Paris and I didn't enjoy the food in Paris. I don't know if you need to know where to go. I guess you need to know where to go. It was a struggle. But in the Netherlands, I was like, no problem. Ain't no problem. I don't even have to think about it. Brenda, Amish food are fresh and delicious. Cheese, baked good, meats, whatever, everything. Whatever. If it says Amish, buy two of them. We have, I'm from Delaware, so we have Amish, like from where my parents live, you can walk to the Amish people, right, where they live. They live, clustered together. You can walk there and you just see, especially like there's a grocery store that everyone goes to, Byler's, and they're all up in the grocery store. I'd be like, they making stuff for the market. They making stuff for the market. LLO, have I narrowed down which area I like best in Costa Rica? Yes. So I was right that the beaches, the beach areas, even though they're lovely, they're just not what I need. I need to be in San Jose, in the city. And within San Jose, I like this neighborhood that I'm in right now, which is called Pinares, which is close to Curitibat. So I think this is the one. It's a good combination of being residential enough that is quiet, but walking distance to the businesses that I would need to have walking distance to. I found when I first got here, I was like, I've seen Walmart, I've seen two different grocery stores, and Burger King, right? I said, all I need left is a nail shop, a place where I can get my nails and my toes done, and I'm good. I found that within walking distance of this neighborhood as well. So I think I've not just narrowed it down to San Jose, but I think I've narrowed it down to this neighborhood. This neighborhood has a lot of rental units, like condos and townhouses mixed in with the single family homes. And then this home, I would stay in this house, literally this house. So I saw this house for rent. I thought what I was seeing that this house was still listed for rent, but I saw this house listing from 2 years ago. And then I saw, so this is, I still don't know if this is a twin. I don't know if the house next door is connected or if they're just really, really close. I haven't investigated. I think they're twins. I think it's the same house, like mirrored. And I saw that house for $1,650 last year. So September of 2021, that house was for rent for $1,650 US dollars, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. And this house was listed for $22,000. This one was $2,000. This kitchen is better, much better. But those bathrooms are better, much better. So apparently the person who owns this house had listed it for rent and then decided to put it on Airbnb because most of the furniture is the same. I can't imagine that someone yeah. So I think it's the same person. So anyway, I've narrowed it down to the city, and I think I've narrowed it down to the neighborhood, and I may have narrowed it down to the house. This house or that next house. This house has, I think it's real hardwood flooring put in. Right? I don't know that I would really know the difference between laminate, but this seems to be actual hardwood floor because this chair that I sit in every day has kind of scraped the floor a little bit. And then it's got that tile that I love, terracotta tile on the steps, which I love. One of the bathrooms is maybe like a limestone tile, which is lovely and timeless. But the master bathroom needs a redo. It's like the gaudiest, ugliest marble. That's my only complaint with this house, seriously. I don't even care about the ants. My only complaint with this house is the master bathroom is not good. Whereas next door, their flooring is like the tile that you see, and I don't know, there's just a regular standard white Costa Rica tile floor. Right? The big squares. The flooring throughout the house is that until you get upstairs. And then the bedrooms upstairs are this, whatever this is, whether it's hardwood or laminate. It might be real hardwood. But the bathrooms in that house next door are the timeless, like limestone tile. Talking about ants has made me a little itchy. Hold on, sorry. I don't know if there was something there or if it was my mind playing tricks on me. So the bathrooms in the house next door are limestone timeless tile. They're not terracotta tile, which I would love. I love a terracotta bathroom. I love that. It's just very Latin America. But the bathrooms in that house are better. This in this house, two of the three are fine, but the one is gaudy. The master bathroom is gaudy in this house. But the kitchen, new, remodeled, perfect. And the other house, I can't show you because I don't do my dishes before I go to bed. Okay. But let's see, how much can I show you without? So this cabinetry carries throughout the kitchen. But next door, the bathrooms are great, but the kitchen is, it's like somebody bought the cheapest kitchen cabinets they could find 30 years ago, and then not like someone bought the cheapest cabinets they could find 30 years ago, and then never did anything to them. So it's just cheap white cabinets with a black countertop. It's not a 3-year kitchen, right? Like it's not the kind of kitchen where you're like, oh, I could be in there for 3 years. So I don't know. Either one. I could be satisfied in either one. If I stayed here, I would probably try to convince them to, what is the word? Where you can spray over your bathroom tile and just make it white. I would probably try to convince the landlord to do that. I might even do it myself if the rent was low enough. And then if I went next door, I would be like, I can't stay in this kitchen. I want to rent this place, but please, you got to redo the kitchen. I don't even care if you just put an IKEA kitchen in there. That anything is better than what's in there right now. Or there are lots, like I said, lots of townhouse like condo units around, and I think I could find something for rent that is smaller but newly updated in this area, which I love. So that's it. That's it. Okay. I used Canva, Vanessa, to make the vision board. Yeah. And Adalia's session, which I said I was going to get the link to, if you don't mind, just give me 1 second to try to find that. I'm going to go to her Instagram and find the session. Adalia is doing a session with, how do I find it? Adalia's doing a vision board session on January, hopefully it's right here. Yeah, oh, January 7th. I said the 8th. Okay, Adalia's vision board party, January 8th. Envisioning Your Values for 2023, a vision board party. January 7th. Listen, let me give you the link. January 7th. I'm just getting it all mixed up. Okay. Vision board party, January 7th. Bing. Bong. How did I do? Okay, if you're watching the replay, I'll put this link down in the description of this video. Hello, friends watching the replay. All right, so if you want to get together with some women and make your vision boards together, because we did that together on this channel last year, and I think it was good. I think it was helpful to some people to start thinking about what their vision is and what they're missing. Anyway, go to that link so that you can register for the vision board party, because it's a limited seating space, right? It's online. It's online, but they're only letting so many people in because they want everyone to be able to talk and share, and you can't do that with 200 people. So I would go over there now. I would click on the link right now. Go ahead and register so that you don't have to miss out, because we're not going to do a vision board party this year. What we are going to do sometime in January is a calendar party. We're going to take our vision. So you need to come into January with the vision. Okay? What we're going to do is take our vision and put it on our calendar, right? The things that we need to do to get to that vision. What do we need to do to get there? And how do we put that on our calendar, right? So my 10K is still a goal for 2023. Running a 10K, you know what I need to put on my calendar? Workout time. So that I don't have to decide. This is the biggest, I want to call it a revelation, but I don't know if it's really a revelation because I've always known this. But the biggest, I'm going to call it a revelation. The biggest revelation for me this year has been that I cannot just rely on what I want to overcome resistance. I can't rely on, I want to write a book, to overcome the immediate feeling of, I don't feel like sitting down and writing right now, right? I can't rely on the feeling. I'm pretty much a do what I feel person. for a lot of things that serve me fine. But some things cannot be done just whenever you feel like it. That's not how I run this YouTube channel. I don't make YouTube videos whenever I feel like it. It's on my calendar, right? I've got two spots on my calendar. I've got the live stream on my calendar, and on Thursdays, I've got make a video, make a pre-recorded video. It's on my calendar. And this channel is thriving, serving Black women, because I don't just do what I feel. And it's time to move, and same with the book, writing the book. I got, I think, 11 or 12 chapters done in over a year. And they're short chapters, right? Some of these chapters were 1,100 words, right? Which is not even a blog post, right? Sure, I got 11 short chapters done in over a year. Once I stopped trying to just write when I feel like it and put it on my calendar during our co-working sessions, I got the next 13 chapters written in 3 weeks, right? I can't rely on just the want, right? I can't rely on the want of the thing to actually get the thing done. So one Saturday in January, we're going to do a calendar party. We may just be able to make that now. We may be able to say that's going to be January, let's see, the 14th. I don't think I'm going to be available on the 14th. The 21st, I'll be flying to Puerto Rico, I think. It may have to be the 28th, January 28th. So January 28th is your time. Before January 28th, you should have a clear picture of the things you want to do in 2023. And then on the 28th, we can get together and put them on our calendar. Like, seriously. I think it'll be the 28th. Right? Yeah, I was smacked in the face with this year. Just because I want it doesn't mean I don't have to, that there's not going to be resistance. Just because I want it doesn't mean there's no resistance. And then just because there's resistance doesn't mean I don't do it. I need to plan ahead for the resistance, right? It shouldn't surprise me. I don't know why it surprised me that I felt so resistant to doing things when I've always felt resistant to doing things. Well, one of the ways to overcome resistance is to plan for it ahead of time. When I was a runner, when I did run in my mid-30s, part of that was I worked night shift and I wore my sports bra under my scrubs, right? The less I need to change, I wore my sports bra and the shirt that I was going to wear to run in under my scrubs. I kept my running shoes at the front door. So when I got in from work, pull off the scrub top, pull off the scrub bottom, put on the running pants, put on the shoes. I didn't even have to go to my bedroom. Didn't even go upstairs. And I could get out the door and run. That is a way to overcome resistance. Planning, right? It's planning. Planning is one of the steps to overcoming resistance. And that was really helpful for me then, but I haven't incorporated it into other things very well. And I do want to incorporate that into 2023 for some of the stuff. I want to run. I really enjoy running when I do it, when I did it. I loved it. Number one, you get to be out in nature. Number two, you get to see progress. I'm a big fan of seeing progress, right? I'm not a super competitive person, but I do love to track my progress. And running is an easy way to track progress, right? I covered a mile today in, I don't remember. I don't know. Well, I guess it takes me 20 minutes to walk a mile, right? Today, I covered it in 20 minutes. Tomorrow, I cover it in 19 minutes, 50 seconds. Let me take 10 seconds off this mile, right? Easy way to track progress. I love running. It did wonderful things for my body at that time. My legs, yes, right? My legs are a yes. Flattens out your stomach really nicely. I really, the thing you don't like about running is like the running part. And that's easy to start to love. It's easy to start to love it. But I love it, I miss it, I loved it, and I missed it, and I didn't do it this year. And I just didn't do it this year because I didn't have any plan to overcome the resistance. I just thought, I want to do it again. I bought some running shoes, and I have plenty of workout outfits. I always have workout clothes. which is funny because I don't work out. It's I don't know. You don't know how funny it is. The amount of workout clothes. I have more workout clothes than anything else. Okay. Anyway, but I didn't plan for the resistance. I didn't plan on what to do when I just was like, I don't feel like it. And so, 2023, we're going to get our calendars together and we're going to have a plan for that resistance. Yes, right? These things are wonderful. You're killing multiple birds with one stone, right? Not only are you getting the workout in, but you're getting some time out in nature. Your brain just really thrives from physical activity. You sleep better. Your skin looks better. All of that. Sweating, I think sweating is very good for the skin. I don't know. I don't have any stats on that. Sweating and showering. I think sweat then shower. I think that's very good for the skin. This is a made up fact, right? I don't have any stat on that. But I think when people are complimentary the most to me is when I've been working out for a few days, right? I hardly ever work out for more than a few days at a time, and then I quit and have to start over. That's another problem I need to work on. But when I get the most compliments is when I spend a couple of days, sweating a little bit. Okay? All right. Yeah, it's really good for us. I love it. I miss it. I really, really miss it. Um, yeah, I would love to be a person. This neighborhood within walking distance, there's an indoor like neighborhood pool. There's an indoor like fitness thing. There's a pool and an indoor tennis thing because this is a very rainy place. San Jose, Costa Rica has a 7-month rainy season, right? There's indoor swimming and indoor tennis. I think I could be like a different person here, right? I could be a person who during rainy season, I swim and play tennis. And during non-rainy season, I run, right? I think so. I think I could be that person here if I make a plan that includes what to do when I'm feeling resistant. You know what I mean? I think so. Letitia, thank you so much. Letitia says, thank you for all you do for Black women. You've made a significant impact on my life. Thank you. I can't tell you how amazing that feels. I tell you all the time that I take credit for everybody's wins. If you if you have watched one video of mine and you win anything ever, I'm taking credit. If you watch one house sitting video and you became a house sitter, I take the credit for that. But the reason I do that is it feels so good, right? I've been a person who did everything for myself for 40 years. I got to do only what I wanted to do and only do things for myself, and I didn't have to do things for other people. That was how my life was set up. I just didn't have to do things for other people. It feels amazing for us to be able to do something for somebody else. It's like exponentially better. Any good thing that I could do for myself is exponentially outweighed by helping someone else get to a good thing, right? Even if it's just with words. I believe in the power of words, which is why I'm a YouTuber. I believe in a writer. I believe in talking. And I believe that there's some transformation in words. I've had my life changed by hearing people say words. Like last week when Alice was like, moving into my second half. I'm like, oh, we're only in the second half of life. This is not the downstroke. This is the second half, all right? In football, the second half is where the action is. We just make some halftime adjustments. I believe in the power of words. I believe in, and now I believe in sharing what I've learned. I believe in showing my work, right? Which is why you've seen my vision board a lot of times, right? I don't think I need to move in silence because that doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't help anybody. And I don't need to move in silence because I've created with you a community of people who are on my side. And I don't need to hide my desires from you and my dreams from you. I don't need to hide that from you. If you're not in a place where you can share what you want for yourself, get in a better place, right? Find a better community of people. They're probably right here. If you're a Black woman, they're right here in the chat, right? They're right in the Exodus Summit community. Let me link to Exodus Summit. Let me link to the Facebook community, Exodus Summit, right? If you're right now, like, well, I have some things I want, but she's out here talking about she wants this and that and what she's going to do for the year. I don't have a place where I can do that. let me introduce you to a place, okay? The Exodus Summit Facebook community is for Black women who are planning a sabbatical, a move abroad, digital nomad life, right? It's very leaving the country centric, okay? For Black women, primarily in the US, but English speaking Black women. We've got women from the US, the Caribbean, Canada, UK, English speaking. We've got some women in South Africa, but I don't know if they're from South Africa, right? But if your plan for your life includes you leaving the United States for a significant amount of time, I recommend you join the Exodus Summit Facebook community. It's for Black women only, okay? And I recommend you join that. Get that. This is a place where you can share things. Oh, so this week, I don't know what happened. This week in the Exodus Summit community, we had 3 different Black women, all I think over 50. Don't get upset with me. I can't, it's hard to tell how old a Black woman is. At least over 40. 3 Black women over 40 share their personal stories of moving abroad and finding love. Right? We've talked about this before. At some point, women, especially Black women, get the message that we can no longer say we want a partner. We can no longer say that this is an important thing to us. We can say these other things are important. And I want an education, I want money, I want a yacht, right? No problem. But you can't say, I want a partner. I want a man, a woman in my life to share these things with. We're just told, no, you're past that. You can't express it out loud. You definitely can't take any action toward it. We had 3 different women, at least over 40. Definitely one of them was over 50 because her daughter is an adult, right? Sharing their new journeys, which included new love. I'm like, this is going around. It's going around. Something happens when you say, oh, I'm going to make my priorities a priority, right? They come out of the woodworks. The thing, yes, right? Like 3 different women. One woman moving to Canada. I'm like, girl, I know this is love. You moving to Canada in the wintertime? That must be love because it would not be me. It would not be me, right? On 3 different continents, women finding love on 3 different continents. So how did I get there? Oh, the community, Exodus Summit, join it, right? Join it. Okay, join it. It's more of this over there in a place where you can share, right? Instead of like just me talking to you. Yeah. Okay, so 2023 for me is going to look like a lot of the same goals that I had last year, with some new planning. I'll say a lot of the same goals with some new planning. Yeah, right. I'm like 3 in 1 week. I'm taking this as a personal mess. This is a personal sign to me. I don't know how y'all read that. I was like, this is a personal sign to me that I am on the right path, that Costa Rica is going to serve me very well. I know that they shared those messages. There's over 6,000 women in the Exodus Summit community. I know they shared those messages with everyone. But in my mind, they were speaking directly to me. Stephanie, if you want this thing, you can have this thing. It's not too late. Okay, all right. So that's what's been going around over there. It's a place where we share stuff, right? So a lot of us are Team Boycott Winter. And so that's how I knew. I'm like, she means it. She's moving to Canada, moving to Toronto in December. She means it, right? She means it, Maria. I found someone in Norway. LOL. Yes, LOL. Laugh. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, Maria. Enjoy yourself. I'm so glad to see it. I'm so glad to see it. Yeah, no, we're not. I have decided that I don't want to experience winter weather. I don't want to tell y'all what to do, but I think you should. I think you should agree with me. I think you should decide the same thing. It's harsh. It's not our friend. But you want to go to a ski chalet for a few days? Do that. Right? Yes, right? Just smiling all on Facebook. All happy on Facebook, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, Carly says, I'm so over everything, working hard to come up with my exit strategy. Okay, so you didn't ask me for any advice. If you have community with people who can give you the first, okay, so I think one of the first steps that we should, you didn't ask me for advice, but I'm gonna give this to somebody who's like, oh, me too, where do I start? Actually, probably Adalia and definitely Rashida and I have a video on our channel called First Steps, right? So watch everybody's videos on the first steps. I think it's really important to see it being done by other people. So I think the Exodus Summit community is a wonderful first step to making your exit. And I think that getting into Facebook or getting somehow some communities with people who are also who are who, who are moving or have moved to the places you're considering, right? If you have some places that you're already considering, get in community with people there, especially people who have moved there, especially expats in those places, right? I think those are wonderful first steps. And then you got to figure out the money, right? For most of us, the next step is the money. How much is it going to cost, and where's that money going to come from? Once you get there, you have a plan. You just work the plan. Yes. Tenderoni. Stop calling that man a tenderoni. Is that okay? Can we call that man a tenderoni? I don't know. Right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So Cinderella, I'm moving to Houston first. That's my first move out of Chicago. Yes. Okay. Yes. Get out of Chicago ASAP. Yes, it's cold up there. Then searching in Belize. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, I interviewed, let me think about this. I interviewed Nirel about her moving from Chicago to Las Vegas before leaving the country on this channel. She's doing that for tax purposes and to do some other stuff. She wanted to do some other stuff. But if you're in a high tax, if you're in a state that's charging a high personal income tax, people do that. People move to a lower income tax state before they move out of the country. I actually talked about that with someone else too, and we said that it makes more sense if your plan is going to take you a couple of years to exit, but I don't remember. And then probably Adalia has interviewed somebody on Picky Girl Travels the World about that, about doing an intermediate move before you leave the country to set yourself up for a better financial situation when you leave the country. In the U.S., there's a group run by a Black woman on Facebook called Flip the Zip, and that's what they talk about. Theirs is just about moving from one part of the U.S. to another part of the U.S. where it's less expensive. And I think that that's a good step for a lot of people who are going to leave the country for good. If you're in a state where your income tax is super high, it may be worthwhile to move to a lower income tax state in the meantime, as long as it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to do that process. You might be losing more money than gaining if it's going to cost you a bunch of money. But if you can establish residency in a new state on a budget, right, cheaply, inexpensively, I like that idea. Yeah, I like that. Adalia has a whole, okay, so this is Adalia's channel. Picky Girl Travels the World. Adalia has a whole How to Move Abroad playlist. All right. So if you're here, hi, and you're kind of new, hi, which may have happened because the 60 plus video, the advice from Black women over 60 is doing nicely. So it's gotten me more new subscribers than any video. I don't think it's this year, but any video, maybe over the last 3 or 4 months, right? Any video over the last 90 days, more people have come from that video than any other video. So you may be new. So if you're new to this whole conversation, Adalia's YouTube channel is called Picky Girl Travels the World, and she has an entire Move Abroad playlist. All right. We are on YouTube sharing this information. We're not just people who are like, oh, I did it. It was great. You should do it, right? We're a community of people who shares this information so that other Black women can do it. Thank you, Adalia. I have interviewed lots of people who've moved abroad. So I have a Move Abroad. I have a Black Women Expats playlist, which in each video, we talk about their move abroad. But those videos are more about their stories than about the how-tos of moving abroad, I would say. Yes. So Adelia's got a playlist on how to. I've got expat videos interviewing women talking about their moves and about their plans and wins and fails, all of that. Good morning, Southern Rose Tia D. Good morning. All right, Queen Makeda Live. Good morning. I am so thankful for this community and for the incomparable work of Exodus Summit and what Stephanie has shared with us. We are very thankful that you're a part of this community. Thank you for being here, for sharing and participating, and for putting things into action for yourself. Even more important than you participating, even though I'm always like, there's X number, right now. There's 589 of you here. I know 589 of you have not said good morning to me, right? Even though I say that all the time. What's more important than you typing good morning in the chat is you taking the actions towards your own thing, whatever that thing is, right? Not everybody's dream is to move abroad, but everybody has a dream. Even if you've silenced it, everybody has a dream. So you taking the action towards your dream, thank you for that. Thank you. It makes this time and effort not in vain. I don't want to be here in vain. I don't want to be here just spending my hours and hours of time with nobody making any progress. How am I supposed to give myself credit for your wins if you don't do anything to give yourself some wins? Help me, help me. Help me, help you, help me. But yeah, 590 of us. Hi, guys. But seriously, I haven't heard good morning from 590 of you. Some of y'all owe me a good morning or a happy Merry Christmas or happy holidays or something, right? Y'all owe me a something, right? Let's see. I think I'm gonna add a little more Prosecco and a little more. I'm almost out of my peach juice. Top that off a little bit. Cool it off. It's getting a little warm. Getting a little warm. Hi, Virginia. Virginia from Northern Virginia. What platforms are you using for house sitting online course? Oh, my house sitting course right now is on Gumroad. I'll be switching it over to Kajabi. I liked Gumroad because their fee was flat and low. But Kajabi doesn't charge a fee for each buyer, right? Each student. Kajabi is more expensive, but I'm at a place where it makes more sense for me to put it over on Kajabi. So I started with Gumroad. If you are a person who's doing some coaching or doing some online business stuff, I have a video on my other channel, which is called Stephanie Perry Media, on free tools I used to grow my business to $100,000. I started my YouTube channel / coaching business June of 2019. Okay, 2019, I probably made, I think, $700. I think I remember that number, $700 in 2019. I don't remember 2020, probably $30,000, maybe more. No, 2021, I made $133,000. 2022, over $250,000. And I still use a lot of these same free platforms. So and I have a whole video on the free tools I use to grow my business to this point. So go over to my YouTube channel, which is called Stephanie Perry Media, and you can watch that video. YouTube.com/@ Stephanie Perry Media. Yeah, all right, so you'll be able to see the free tools that I've used so that I can make it money. So I can be in Costa Rica, kikiing it up with y'all on a Saturday morning and not at work. In my old life, right, as a pharmacy technician, I would have gotten home at, I think I worked, my last shift, I was 10 to 6:30. So I would have gotten home at 7. If it's snowing, it would take me longer because you got to clean your car off from the snow. I hated that, getting off from work in the morning and having to clean the snow off your car just to get home. That used to really piss me off. I hated that. I'm like, you should not have to do all this work to leave work, right? once you leave work, you should be able to leave work. That was the thing that just got to me about working night shift. It always snowed at night. You get off work and you got to clean your car off to get home. So I'd get home at 7 o'clock, stretch out on my sofa. I used to just, a lot of times, I hardly ever slept in my bed. I would sleep on the sofa, take my dog out, sleep on the sofa. I would pull out my phone, pull up the calculator, or pull up a real calculator. I kept a real calculator on the coffee table. And I would calculate, all right, I'm going to have to work until I'm 65. I am 39. That's 26 more years. I used to do this every day, every day. 26 more years. All right. I work X number. I don't know. I used to know how many number of days, right? That's 12 months. That's 312 months. And I guess I worked 22 days a month or whatever, times 22. All right, I've got to repeat this day 6,864 times. More. I used to do this calculation all the time. That's how I would put myself to sleep at night. This is how many more days. Instead of just writing the number down and checking it off or whatever, I would start just do. I love calculators. I have a calculator thing. I love calculators. I loved going to jobs where they like some jobs they would give you like a real big calculator. I take that thing home right away. When I worked in the bank, I'm like, I'm listen. I always need a calculator for my desk because I can't stop stealing the calculators and taking them home. I don't know. In the pharmacy, right? In the pharmacy, I think they just gave us the little tiny, nothing fancy. But when I worked for the bank, I'm taking this thing home with me. This is my calculator now. But anyway, that's what I used to do. And this is the time, right? So this is the time of day when I would be doing that calculation and laying down. Man, after I walk the dog, lay down, get ready for to go to sleep in the broad daylight to get ready for my next shift. And that's how I spent years of my life. Years of my life. Just calculating. Sometimes I would make lists of things I wanted that I didn't have without any desire to go after them, right? Just all the things that I had said I wanted from my life that I didn't have. I would sometimes just write them down. I don't have children. I wanted children. I don't have a best friend. I went a long stretch with no best. I don't have a best friend. I wanted a best friend who I could, we could do stuff with. I don't have this. I've never been here. I've never done that. I just used to do that. That's how I would put myself to sleep. When I tell you I was sad, Stephanie, I mean I was sad, Stephanie. That's how I would put myself to sleep after a shift at work. And then I would go back. When I was running, my brain was better at not doing that stuff. That's one of the reasons I think that I loved running so much. When I was running, my brain, I don't think I'd went through all that. I think there was some healing out on the streets when I was running. Plus, I lived in Wilmington by one of the most beautiful parks probably in the US. I think Brandywine Park is just beautiful. It's small. There's nothing really special about it, but it experiences every season. Like springtime in Brandywine Park is colorful. Wintertime in Brandywine Park is beautiful. The trees ice over and right. If you go far enough, there's like the little covered bridge part, and you end up in Alpaca State Park. The two parks bump up to each other. So being able to go leave work in the morning and go run or walk in that park was a life changer. It really did help my sanity and my peace of mind during a time when I didn't think that there was a future of, I didn't think that I had I didn't think that I had much of a future until I hit 65. I was just waiting for 65, right? I was 41 when I quit that job. I got that job I guess I worked there from 36 to 41. And that's what I used to do. Yeah, and so when I say I was sad, Stephanie, I mean that. I mean that. I was a very sad person. And I've gotten to reinvent myself, transform. And I'm not exceptional. I'm not an exception. I have reinvented myself. I have transformed my life to joy and peace, doing as little as possible. Because even though I've never been a really hard worker, at work, like in naturally. I did work hard at my jobs. I worked hard. Being a pharmacy technician in a hospital at night shift is hard work. You know how many steps I never did it with a Fitbit, but I can't imagine how much walking I did, right? Hard work, stressful, right? In writing this book, I divided the chapters up by like overdosing, because my book is called Job Detox, and it's about overdosing on work and having work be the center of your life and how you need to detox from that. And I mean, when a Tylenol overdose would come into the hospital, I mean, that was stressful. Her life is in my hands. Like seriously, seriously, everybody was stressed out. Everybody, right? We had a woman who couldn't stop eating things that were not edible, right? And every time she came in there, such and such, we got to get this up. I can't remember what we used to have to do. There was a specific thing that we had to make, and she was like the only person in the hospital who needed it. But I can't really remember like she would eat pens, and she just would, That was like fight or flight, hours and hours in fight or flight mode. It was stressful. And then we had to, like, there's only two shifts in a hospital, the worst shift ever, and nothing's happening. And I'm going to sit down and take a nap. Right? Working night shift in a hospital, either nothing happened, we got all our work done early, and we're sitting down and chatting and talking and eating, partying, right? We would have parties. Or everybody's life is in your hands and you better move. Do it right. Do something. Do it right. Do it as fast as possible, right? So okay. Anyway, that was life. What I'm saying is everything is new for me, and I'm not exceptional. I'm not exceptional. I'm not an exception. There's nothing. The only thing exceptional about me is that I can get a full night's sleep and then still take a nap. That is a superpower. I can be fully rested and still go back to sleep and take a nice long rest, another double rest. That's about it. That's about it. Everything else, there's nothing exceptional. My dad, when anytime anybody in our house wanted to do an imitation of our dad, we would just be like, whew, let me get up from here and go to bed. Because he used to say that every day. Lean back in his recliner and go to sleep. And then he'd be like, whew, let me get up from here and go to bed. I get it honest. I get it honest. I can fall asleep. I don't have to be tired. I don't have to be sleepy. I can fall asleep. I can take 2 naps in a day if I feel like it, if I have the time. Right. Other than that, I'm not exceptional. So the transformation, I feel fine saying that I have transformed myself or reinvented myself or whatever. Any words you could use. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it without being exceptional, without being anything that you would think you would need. Right? I'm not a super hard worker. I'm not good at following through on things, as we've just talked about. I showed you my vision board full of F's. I'm not good at following through on things. I'm not the best networker. I'm not terrible at networking, but I'm not the best at it. And still, I achieved a transformation, a reinvention. I achieved that. So that's how I know it's possible. I know it's possible. I've had a lot of support. I have a community. I did a video on I think it's 24 Black women who made me me. Right before my 48th birthday, I just talked about 24 Black women in my life going back from the beginning to today who have contributed to me being a person who feels like, oh, I can do that, right? So it's not something, so maybe that is that might be something that is different about me than you have, right? You may not have people in your life who have since the beginning have made you feel like, okay, you can do it, right? That is something that I've had. If you have not had that, cultivate that. Find it and cultivate it, right? If there's any magic button, is that self-esteem. Self-esteem, or like, yeah, support systems. Because even when people didn't have any clue what I was doing with this YouTube channel and the coaching and the traveling, they were like, oh, good for you. Okay. Even when I quit my job and I told them I was going to travel for a year and I was going to start a YouTube channel. Now, I quit my job in 2015. I didn't start my YouTube channel until 2019. I think that's important. But when I quit my job, when I told them was I was going to travel and start a YouTube channel. And they were like, oh, good. Right? Okay, good. My coworkers, right? Okay, good. Even they didn't really know, really. They didn't really get it, I don't think. I had been listening to like the 4 Hour Work Week and Pat Flynn's podcast, and right. But I think that is an advantage that I've had that maybe that everyone doesn't have. I know that. The support system that I've always had is something that everyone doesn't have, but you can cultivate that. It is important, as we heard from our women last week, the Black women over 60, they were really over 55. Yeah, and Angela snuck in there, Crystal snuck in there, right? LaRonda squeezed in, right? It was really Black women over 55. And all of them talked about community. All of them talked about having a support system, right? And not being the support system for others, but having the support system for yourself. All of them. Yes. Stay at home. Hi, Aisha Robinson. I'm a stay at home mom on a sabbatical since October 2021. Wow. After working the same job for 12 and a half years, I've been mainly working in my garden for the past year. I'm still tired. It takes time. It takes time. One of the women last week said it took her 4 years, right? It took her 4 years from retirement to rested, recovered, recuperated, rejuvenated, and ready to try something different. 4 years, because there's a lot of, we don't understand what that stress is doing to us. We don't understand what even the worry, even not the, well, worry also is physical, but we don't understand what constantly being in fight or flight mode is doing to us until we try to rest and recover from it. And then we see how long the recovery takes. And we're like, oh, I must have been in bad shape. I didn't know how bad a shape I was in. Ms. Prophet Mother, hi, says it takes 3 to 6 months for every year worked. Okay, it's going to take some time. All right, we're not telling you there's an instant. That's why whenever someone comes to me for coaching and she's like, this is how long I'm taking off, I'll be like, okay, let's add a little more to it, right? If you say 3 months, I say 4 months. Because what's the difference, right? There's no difference. If you say 1 year, I say a year and a quarter, right? How much can we add to it? We're going to add to that. Yes. Yes, they'll take you out of here. Stress will take you out of here. That's right. Tiffany, I need new ideas to make money. Go to Exodus Summit, okay? Go to exodussummit.com. Look at the list of sessions in Exodus Summit from 2022. What Exodus Summit 2022 was a virtual summit where Black women who make money doing a thing came in and told us how to get started making money doing that thing, right? We had a woman come in, talk about trading. I talked, of course, about YouTube. We had a session on freelance writing. We had a session on phone sex and selling feet pics, right? Some of y'all have made some feet pics money already, right? We had a session on Airbnb-ing your home. We had a session on investing in real estate without being a landlord. We had a session on being an infopreneur. We had a session on a newsletter, creating a newsletter for money. It was called something, but I really love that idea, right? We had a session on e-commerce and setting up an e-commerce website, right? All the women are making money doing that thing, and they came into Exodus Summit 2022 and taught us how to make our first dollars doing that thing, how to get started doing that thing. Look at the sessions at exodussummit.com and find something that sounds interesting to you. Find a session. Seriously, any session is worth the full ticket price. Find a session where you're like, actually, this is the one for me. Might be feet pics. Seriously, it might be teaching your thing online. Teacher Jade came in and taught how to teach your thing on the internet, right? And look at the sessions, seriously. And we had a session on taking your, if you work for an international company, how to get sent abroad. Maybe you already work for an international, a company that has sites around the world and you just want to move to another place, right? We have a session on negotiating your salary, which was, I was right. I knew ahead of time. As soon as I saw her pitch, I said, this is going to be the session where we're going to have the first result. The first, somebody during the summit is going to come to this session on how to negotiate a pay raise. 3 Steps to Getting Paid. It was called 3 Steps to Getting Paid by Teen Zekas. I said, this is the session. Somebody, before the summit is over, somebody's going to have a testimonial. And I was right. She did. I think we had 2 women say, I've already scheduled. One said, I've already scheduled the conversation. And the other one was like, I've talked to my boss and they've already agreed to let me go fully remote. Those are wins. Okay. Anyway, ExodusSummit.com. If there's even one session that you want to watch, get the ticket. Watch the session. Watch a couple others. Take some notes and then get started. There's money out here. There's money out here, right? There's no scarcity. 2022, right? My words for 2022 is 2022 feels like abundance. And wasn't that hard to get in that mind frame? Because money is in abundance. It's just being hoarded. So that's why I wanted to read and incorporate Tanya Hester's book, because I feel like there's wallet activism, because I feel like there's just money in the wrong hands. It's just being hoarded by some people. But it's not, there's no shortage. There's not a money shortage. There's not a money shortage. There's a distribution problem. So find ways to get it distributed in your direction and then keep it flowing. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. So you can right now, you can watch the summit for, I think, a week for the lowest ticket price, and you get replays through until October of 2023 for the higher ticket price, $297. So if this is a session that if you're gonna need to keep going back to these sessions, go ahead and get the $297 price. There's no single session in the summit that's not going to make you $297. I forgot about taxes for expats, right? Even that session, which is not about making money, but about like protecting your money in the right way. Even that, all of these sessions, each one worth at least $297 on its own. I know that. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. Oh, Monica Adelina, who we talked with last week, I just told one of my daughters about being in Mexico as my home base. They're happy for me. They said I have worked too long for others. Good. Yes, right. So a lot of moms with adult children worry about the adult child's reaction. But, they want you to live. They want you to live, I think. They want you to live. I'm glad. Yeah, Monica is in Puerto Vallarta, did you tell us? Last week, she told us she was in Puerto Vallarta, but that's not you were thinking about moving around to some places. I think that's what you said. I don't remember for sure. Jan says, I want to learn how to relax again. There's too much pressure to figure out how to make money. Yes, right. Everything doesn't have to be turned into money, right? Everything should not be monetized. But I don't want to act like money is not important, right? Money is the reason a lot of people think they can't live their dreams. So that's why we talk about money and how to make money. If the only thing standing between you and living your dreams is some money, we can help you with that. Like, right? We can do that. If it's only money, you can get that, right? That's why Exodus Summit 2022 happened. It is me, Yvette. Hi, Yvette. This makes me feel better. I've been off for a few days and have been frustrated that I'm not feeling rested. Life is exhausting. It takes time. It takes time. This is why we talk about the actual sabbatical and the career break, not the vacation days, right? Vacation days will wear you out. It takes time. Yeah. But also don't feel frustrated about it. You're still getting something, you're still getting something. You're still getting some rest. You're still getting some healing, and you're making progress. And then you plan for more time later. I think if everybody, even people who take a year off and go back to work, plan to take more time off later, right? They plan to do it again. It's not a one-time thing for anybody. It's not a one-time thing for anybody. Tracy Collins. So I told you that that my favorite thing about 2022 was meeting up with you guys. I got to meet Tracy in Cancun. I got to meet quite a few of you in Cancun, and then I got to meet some of you in Charlotte and Nashville in smaller meetups. When are we meeting in 2023? There is a formal announcement coming on. Let me see if I can hurry up and find the answer. There is a formal announcement coming. It's going to take me a few steps to find out. This. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. We have been working and planning, and finally, we are making slash. Let's put this link in. Ding dong ding, ding dong ding. Hold on. Formal announcement is coming. December 26th at noon Eastern Time. All right, and the formal announcement is happening on Rashida's channel. Major Exodus Summit announcement. All right, I'm going to link to this here, and then you need to click on this link, go over there, click on this link. Seriously, do it now. Go over there and hit the reminder. You know how it says notify me? You need to hit that and turn on notifications. Get yourself that reminder for that particular announcement. If you would love to meet some of these ladies in the real world, IRL, in 2023, if you would love to come to some Exodus Summit something, somewhere, you need to watch this video. You need to be on this live stream. Monday, December 26th at noon Eastern Time. It's not here on this channel. It's on Rashida Dow's channel. Major announcement. Major announcement for the Exodus Summit Squad. Yes, finally. Finally. Oh, look at this. Love Letters to Self. I'm on my 4th house sit and just made a YouTube channel at 68 years young. Wow. Just do it through the fear. Grace House at School, thank you. And Exodus Summit, thank you. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. Thank you for keeping me posted. Sometimes when I be like, keep me posted, people don't keep me posted. So thanks for the update on what's going on with you. I hope that you're loving house sitting. The fact that you're on the number 4 tells me that you're enjoying it. House sitting is, I think, the major life hack, right? House sitting is my favorite life hack. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you stepped out and tried it, even with fear. Yes, yes. A skill in life that'll take you far. Being able to do things even when you're afraid, take you far. It's not like a personality trait. Some people think that either you're fearless or you're not. Either you have courage or you're not. No, that's not how they work. Look at the definition of courage, right? There's no courage until there's fear. If there's no fear, there's no courage, right? People are courageous because they feel fear. Courage is just the next step, right? So yes, we do things even when we're very afraid. We do them. And then we celebrate them, and then we do something else. So congratulations, that's wonderful. All right, 68. So this is your YouTube channel. It's called Love Letters to Self. That's awesome. Maybe we'll do I don't want to say that out loud, but we'll figure out a way to get something. Thank you for reporting back. Thank you so much for that. Hello, D Walker. I haven't seen you in a little while. Good morning. I mean that in a non-judgmental way. Non-judgmental way. Sherry McCall, yes, you're right. I was getting up at 4:30 a.m., getting off at 6:30 p.m., split shift. Oh, for the school district. Getting up early in the morning was wearing me out. Yeah. It's like unnatural to try to have to sleep during the day and work at night anyway, or to have to get up in the dark and come home in the dark. Like you don't get to see the sun, right? Some people just never get to see the sun because of the way they work. Unnatural, unhealthy. Rosina, what age did you do your sabbatical so you finally feel well rested? Yes, I took my sabbatical at 41. My birthday's in July, right? September, I took a year off from September 2015 to September 2016, okay? I did come back to Delaware and work for 3 months, early 20, no, late 2016. I worked for 3 months, late 2016, and that was the last job that I've had. That was the last job I've had, late 2016. So I would have been 42 and change. That was it. I was like, oh, actually, I started house sitting, and I started my virtual assistant business, which I no longer do. Yeah. How long did it take me to feel rested? I don't remember. So my sabbatical was pretty busy. I did a lot of things. I did a lot of going and doing. 12 countries doesn't sound like a lot for 12 months, but we're talking like in some countries I visited 4 and 5 cities in that country in a month. And some I didn't, right? In France, I only went to Paris, you know. But in some places, I've moved around quite a bit. So I would say I didn't necessarily feel rested during the sabbatical, but I did feel change, a shift in my priorities. And yeah, it did change me, but I don't know that I felt necessarily rested. As I said, I can sleep anytime. So I took naps. I'm trying to remember. So then I came back. So I think after I came back from the sabbatical, and that it took me a while from the time that I started looking for work until I started work. Because something changed in the world. You used to be able to go in, get a job, and start in 2 weeks, right? It probably took me 2 months to get started with work. And I got rehired by the same hospital. Like, I didn't go back there. I went to a different hospital. But even getting rehired by the same hospital, they were like, your start date will be like November or something. And I'm like, it's September, right? Why is it taking so long? But that time period was probably a little more restful. September to November, those 2 months were probably more restful than my entire sabbatical. I don't know. That's not fair though, because I did feel rested. I felt more rested on this. That's not right. I did rest. I did feel rested during the sabbatical, but it had to continue through the time that I came back home and then went back to work. So I don't have a good answer for you, Rosina. I don't have a good answer. A good portion of the rest did happen during that 12 months, even though I was moving around and stuff. It did happen during that time. I don't know. I don't think I can answer that. I don't think I did a good job of answering that. I'm gonna have to think on that some, compose my thoughts. Ms. Prophet Mother, in the homeschool community, when you pull a kid out of school, it's recommended that you let them de-school for 3 to 6 months. Wow, for every year they spent in school. Wow. No, I know $300 is a good price. One thing Rashida and I do not do is charge well. One thing we do not do is charge enough money for things. I always feel like that one big gnat is really bothering me. I wish I could kill him. I know that's what it is. I just felt it bump into me. One thing we don't do is charge enough money. I'm always like, well, we'll get some sponsors because I want white people to pay us for this work. I want white people. I want white men in particular to pay me to help Black women recuperate from what they've done to Black women. So I'm like, we'll get some good sponsors, and I also am very vocal that I think American white people are like the worst people. So that might be why I'm not getting sponsors. I don't know. I don't know. So one thing we don't do is charge enough money for stuff. 'Cause I'm like, we'll get a bunch of sponsors and they'll help, they'll subsidize things. And then then we don't get sponsors. That's life. That's life. Okay, Paula, Groove Parlor TV, Harris. When you return to Paris, let me know. I'll give you restaurant recommendations. Okay, yeah, it was obvious to me that I was not doing it right. My cousin Marcy and I were in Paris, and we were like, we did not eat good. I think we had one good meal that was like around the corner from our hostel. Every time we tried to go someplace, it just didn't work out for us. For one, we were on American scheduling and we want to eat dinner. If we've been out and about, right, we grabbed a little snack for lunch. We want to eat dinner at like 5 o'clock, and the restaurants were like, mm-mm. No, no, we're not open. No. Either you eat at 8 o'clock or you don't eat. Yes, yes. Yeah. I mean, the worst people. The worst people. So that might have something to do with the lack of sponsorship dollars flowing to me. Maybe I've connected the dots here and we figured out the problem. Yeah. So I factor in like what I think sponsorship money is going to be into pricing, and then we don't get the sponsorship money, and then I'm like, oh well, we just undercharged. We just undercharged. Diversity Love. We should start an Exodus Collective, a timeshare. Members get together and buy properties and stay. Can sell out to other members or buy bigger interest or change countries. That sounds like a wonderful thing for you to start. So Exodus Collective is a business, so you probably can't call it that, but Zoe, we've talked to, we know Zoe. Zoe is Exodus Collective. She helps people move to the Caribbean, as a matter of fact. So, and she's a relocation person who helps you move wherever. But if you want to go to the Caribbean in particular, she's your girl. At Exodus Collective, and she has a YouTube channel called Exodus Collective. I just wanted to say. Yeah, so I think that would be a wonderful thing for somebody to do. Right? I would just love a motel. If somebody buys a motel, I would love that. I would love for there to be like a sabbatical motel. You watch, so you know Trixie Mattel from RuPaul's Drag Race. She bought a motel in Palm Springs. I'm like, that is so cute. You know, the old school motels with a little pool in the middle, like a pool outside. I'm like, I would love somebody to buy a motel and we can spend some sabbatical time there. Just like somewhere in the desert, at a beach, somewhere. Yeah, at least you acting like we've been here for a long time. I don't think we're only 2 hours in. You know, we've done way longer. My computer is. I either need to plug in my computer or just finish things up. I took a walk, energized, got some fruit, and I'm back. Oh, are you interviewing? Okay, so Halisi's channel is Our Black Utopia, and she's interviewing Zoe from Exodus Collective in a few weeks. Good. Yeah. Halisi's channel, Halisi and her husband retired. I was going to say graduated to Portugal. Retired to Portugal very recently. And so some of you talked about where to get started if you want to move abroad. So Our Black Utopia is a good channel for you to get some information as well. And they're interviewing Zoe, so that's great. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're thinking about retirement and you're like, oops, I forgot to save for retirement, I think Our Black Utopia is a channel that can help you with that, help you get things together, as well as Adelia's channel, Picky Girl Travels the World, as well as Rashida's new channel. You know, Rashida has a channel called Rashida Doe, where she'll be talking about money as well. And yeah, moving abroad. We're a group out here. There's a movement. There's a community of us doing this kind of work, talking this kind of talk, sharing our experiences, all of that. Yeah. JG, I thought I missed. I'm glad you're still here. Okay, we're glad we're still here. Yeah, we don't have anything else to talk about. I think we've covered it. Have we nailed it for the day? Yes, it's such a huge undertaking. I would never. You ain't got to worry about me. Ms. Kim 510 says that I think you're talking about the like either the motel or the timeshare. Such a great idea, but as a former property manager, it's such a huge undertaking. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about me doing it. I do as little as possible. Okay, I know that's work. This is work. I'm not doing that. I said somebody. I said somebody should do it. You ain't got to worry about me doing it. You ain't got to worry. Hello, Ada. Hi, Ada Ortiz. I'm new here. Just finished watching the video from last week with the women over 60. I'm an Afro-Latina born in Colombia, raised in New York, and now live in New Jersey. Welcome, Ada. So we have a good contingency of women who are looking to move to Colombia. I think, okay, so I think I can say this. I'm trying to filter this or figure out if it's the right. I think she shared this on Jewel, who is, Jewel, who has the tiny house, who I've interviewed on this channel. She's in Colombia right now. I think she shared that on the internet. I think she's visiting Colombia right now. Her channel is Ms. Bohemian Soul here on YouTube and on Instagram. So if anybody's considering Colombia or wants to just see what somebody else's experience is, what it's like, check out Ms. Bohemian Soul. Jewel's there now, and I'm pretty sure she shared that at least on Instagram. If she's not yet made a YouTube video, she's at least shared it on Instagram. Yeah, spent a year in Ghana. Now eyes on Colombia. So much. Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome. Yes, Colombia, Panama. Yeah, Colombia and Panama. There's a lot of Black women from the U.S. either interested or already there. Right? Those are two places I haven't even visited yet. But if those places sound interesting to you, you can find a community of Black women already there. Same with Costa Rica. I have not reached out to anyone here yet because it's just not in my nature. But I will, not should, I will, because I'm here to do things in a different way and be more community focused or like community, have a community around me. I'm here to get a full community of people and not just be a hermit forever. But there are Black women from the U.S. in these places, so you can. I know, like you want to go to places and meet local people, right? But you also do want some friends who can help you, who are a few steps ahead of you, right? Who have figured out the landlord situation and the banks and the right. Somebody who's a local may be like not able to explain how things operate because then may not understand it from a U.S. perspective. So it is nice to have some expat friends in a place as well as some local friends. And yes, you can find them in these places. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, how did we do? Oh, let me acknowledge these. Leslie, wishing you all the best. Thank you. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Leslie. Thank you for all you do and share with our community. You're very welcome. Thank you for being a part of this awesome community. I've seen super chats, y'all, and I haven't acknowledged them. I'm sorry, okay? Alicia, thank you very much for that super chat. Alicia, I really want to do the lunch meet for the 30-year-old who are serious about going to Africa for sabbatical. I would really love for you to come for this lunch meetup. Well, Alicia, you got to tell me where. I'm in Costa Rica. I'm not coming to any meetup until after May, probably. I'm not available. I'm in Costa Rica, and then I'll be in Alicia's truck. Let me not tell all your business. Alicia is in and around the eastern U.S. I think this is the same Alicia. Um, I don't have any availability till May, so don't wait on me, right? Don't wait on me. Get yourself in the Exodus community. Tell people what you want to do, just like when Danica set up our meetup, and right, we met in Nashville. Just like when Danica said, I think this is the same Alicia. Just like Danica set up our meetup by saying in the Exodus community, hey, y'all want to meet up? That's what you do, right? Create the meetup yourself and invite the people who you want to come to the meetup. And y'all decide on a time and place and location. Don't wait on me. I am not available. I'm in Costa Rica, and I go to Mexico and Puerto Rico in January. And then I'm coming back here until probably April. And then I'm booked up through mid-May. I'm doing a lot. For somebody who says she doesn't like travel days, I'm doing a lot of traveling over the next few weeks. But that's life. That's life. I'm doing a lot of bopping. In May, I'm going to San Diego. Oh, we should work on something. San Diego crowd. I'll be in San Diego for a book publishing conference the first week in May. So San Diego, the San Diego group, Southern Californians usually watch this on replay because I get started so early, but we're so late that some of you might be there. So if anyone is in Southern California, somebody, please plan a meetup. Thank you. Dolly, thank you so much. I mean, no, Helen Dollard. I read that wrong. Helen Doland. I'm all messed up. I'm sorry, Helen. Helen, thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, guys, thanks for that. We will, I think, wrap it up. Yeah, how did we do? I didn't, so because I refreshed my drink, it looks like I didn't finish it, but I definitely did. I think I did. But then I refreshed it. I'm just scrolling real quick to see what's what in the chat, to see if there's anything I want to make sure that we don't miss. I'm just scrolling. Happy holidays, guys. Okay. Yes. Yes. We just have to come up with a plan. It's just the same resistance, right? You have the same resistance. You just come up with a plan. Here's my strategy for doing things a different way. That's right. Are you talking, Wendy, are you talking to me or your comment is under Alicia's? Listen, I'm not the easiest person to contact. I know it's, I'll be all up on the internet, but I'm not the easiest person to contact. I don't open my DMs. I hardly open my email. I give my email address out on the internet all the time, but I hardly open it. One day, maybe this will be a thing I'll put on my list. Maybe in 2023, I'll get somebody to actually open my email and filter out things. So if you come to visit, if you're coming to, like, say you're coming to San Jose, Costa Rica, meet up with Black women in San Jose, Costa Rica. But don't count on, I'm not kidding when I tell you I'm a hermit. I don't count on it being me. If there's a meetup in San Jose, Costa Rica, I will come, but I'm not planning it. Okay? So if something happens in San Jose, Costa Rica, I didn't plan it. Somebody just told me the time and location and I went. That is how I operate. I'll show up, right? Especially if there's gonna be food and drinks there. Y'all gonna be there. But I'm not planning it. I didn't plan any of the meetups from the Vacarians last year. We met in Nashville. We met in Charlotte. I feel like, and then in December, which was, we met in outside of DC in Virginia. I planned nada, not a time, not a location. I didn't spread the word. I didn't do any of it. So Wendy, if you tell me, I'll be there. Okay, is what I'm saying. Okay, so let me tell you. So I won't be here January 10th through the 20 something. I won't be here then, but then I'll be back probably February to early April. I'll be here. I'll be here. Okay, I think I did a quick scroll to see what was going on, and you guys are just saying Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Was anybody wrapping gifts? I was supposed to call this a wrap party so you could wrap gifts, but I forgot to do that. Was anybody wrapping gifts now? I don't buy gifts for anybody, so I can't remember the last time I wrapped anything. I did throw something in a bag before we went to Cancun for Rashida, but that was it. Adelia, any Nashville recommendations? Where did we eat? So we ate. I met up with the women at a vegan restaurant, which I don't think would be your cup of tea, Miss Picky Girl. We met. Danica, are you here? Y'all remember where did we meet? Vegan restaurant, Nashville. We went to Wild Cow. Okay, so we ate at the Wild Cow. Vegan. It was, for vegan food, it was good. Drinks were good. I don't remember what drinks we had, but I remember Danica and her husband left, and the rest of us stayed and got a little toasted. I don't know if she knows that. Danica is a mature, responsible adult. And she left. And the pictures, so there's a picture with them still here. I know, Adele, you said vegan is not an option, right? Adele, you basically only, as far as I know, you only eat meat and a few like potatoes, I think. The, the drinks were good. There was some kind of watermelon. It was like a spicy. I don't remember. Was it a watermelon margarita with black pepper? Does that sound right? It was something like that. Good. We got turned. And then I went to the hot chicken. Let's see, Nashville famous hot chicken. Let me say. Hattie B's or Prince's? I don't think it was Hattie's. I think it was Prince's. The white women that I was house sitting for told me to go to Party Fowl for hot chicken, but I believe we went to Prince's hot chicken. I enjoyed the chicken. I remember enjoying the sides. I don't remember the dessert. I don't remember if I enjoyed the dessert. I know I took the dessert home. I think I had an accident with the dessert. A peach cobbler. I remember is it like a kind of like a cafeteria style? Not really cafeteria. Yeah, maybe cafeteria style. Yeah. I remember enjoying the chicken. I remember enjoying the sides, but I don't remember if I ate the peach cobbler or if I took it. I think I took the peach cobbler home and I think I spilled it. I think that's what happened because I don't remember eating the peach cobbler. Okay, and Sandra says Princess. That's yes. Those are the only things I can recommend because the rest of the time I just stayed in the house and ate groceries. I'm not a good person to give you recommendations for a place. I have been to the grocery store, I promise you. In any city, I've probably been to 3 or 4 different grocery stores. That's what I do. Buy the same groceries in various grocery stores. Yes. Yeah. So Kim's a vegan YouTuber, vegan food and travel on Kim's channel. Amore Eat Travel. When Danica was like, "This is where we're going to go," I was like, "Are you sure?" Why would you call a restaurant the Wild Cow and not serve cow? Why are there no ribs here? I was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "You can do it." She was very encouraging. She was like, "You can do it." I meant to eat, right? Alicia was there. Alicia said it's okay, right? I meant to eat before I got there. I meant to eat before I came, but I didn't do it. And I ordered some vegan something. Nachos, vegan nachos, right? Y'all know, listen, I'm not that mature. I'm not that responsible of an adult. One of the things I need to do next year, y'all got time? We were closing up. Now I'm just moving into new conversation. If y'all got time, one of the things I need to do is just like become an adult in 2023. Eat real food. Because, like, I want my body. I intend to live to 120. I got good genes. I got good genes. On both sides, 100 years is possible, right? Both sides, right? And so I expect to make it to 120. And if I want, like, both of my feet, if I want to be 120 with both of my feet, I need to just improve my diet. I need to just eat, like, real food. Here in Costa Rica, that means rice and beans, which I'm down with. So it's been pretty easy. It's been pretty easy to eat real food here. Although I have ordered junk, but I haven't eaten McDonald's, which is Normally when I go to travel out of the country, I'm eating McDonald's because they have that fried apple pie. I'll go to McDonald's and get a whole meal just because I can get the apple pie for dessert. McDonald's out of the US has the apple pie that we're not used to. I mean, that we used to have. But I don't know that I've eaten. I'm sure I have because but I can't remember eating McDonald's. Yeah, so I'm eating actual food here. He says adulting is overrated. I feel like in order for somebody to give me a kid, a baby, I need to do some things better. You should be able to open my refrigerator. Like somebody's going to have to say, sure, have this kid. There should be more than condiments in my refrigerator. I have like two different types of milks, and that's it. Right now, two different types of milks and various takeout containers of leftovers. So, yeah. So like 2023 is probably the year I'll become an adult. Right? I do. There's no reason for me to not expect to have a long life based on my family history on both sides. I expect to have a long life. So if I want that long life to be of good quality, I think 48 is probably the age where I'm pressing my luck, right? 48 and eating chicken sandwiches and French fries, which is chicken sandwiches, French fries, and Captain Crunch is not going to take me to 120 with both of my feet, right? It's not going to take me to 120 with 2 feet and a head. I would like to hold on to my hair as long as possible. I think that's the dietary thing. I think that's a I think there's going to have to be some dietary changes around here. I used to say that to my dad all the time. You're going to live a long time. Now, if you want both your feet, that's another story. That's another story. Yeah, I don't. So once you make it past like 50, so we always talk about the average age, right? Average person makes in the US makes it to what, 78 for women or 76 or something. But that includes all the people who died very young, right? Once you make it to 50, your odds of making it to 90 are pretty good. Think about that, right? You've made it through the hard part, right? Your odds, a 50-year-old's odds, I don't know the number, but a 50-year-old's odds of becoming 90 or 100 are pretty good. And so we got to live like that. I don't want to live as though it's going to be the end at 78. After talking to those women last week, right? They seem to be doing good. So if I have made it this far, I have very good odds of making it a lot further. That 78 age includes everyone who dies, earlier. Right? The older you get, the older you're likely to get. Until a certain point, the older you get, the older you're likely to get. So I do want to take care of things and not be, like, oh, diabetes is real. I don't want to. I feel like I'm pressing my luck, right? At this point, I'm pressing my luck. I just need to take things into my own hands. Yeah, right. Like we use that number, but that number is very deceptive. Once you hit I'm 48. Once you hit this age, the likelihood of me dying before at 76 or whatever they say is pretty small, right? Once you get older, the likelihood of you living longer is for a while it actually increases. And I want it to be good. I'm just getting kids soon, so if I want to be a grandma, I got to do something. I got to do some things better. Ah, Cheryl, friend, see, just found out yesterday the breast lump is benign. Okay, that's very good. I hope that you're feeling comforted, Cheryl, and not scared. And I hope that you're getting good care. All right, that is good news. Yeah, remember when we were kids how big of a deal 90 and 100 were? And now there's no big deal. Don't nobody care. My grandma is 90. Yeah, so is everybody else's. Everybody's grandma is 90, okay? Lady, there's no celebrating 90 like it used to be. Remember, you used to hit 100 and you got on the news. Now everybody's got 100-year-olds in their family, you know? So, Right. I saw a story some years ago with a 103-year-old man who was dating a younger woman at 91. Yes, age is relative. Age is relative. Yeah. So I want to walk into it um, better. And I do, I feel like my diet is the thing. My diet is the thing that is the potential landmine that I've planted in my own life. I've planted that landmine in my own life. You can't live on chicken salad and, I mean, chicken sandwiches and French fries and Captain Crunch for long. I don't think, I don't think. Well, you can't do it well. So I'm gonna do better. Every time I get to a house sit and I go, I told you I love grocery stores. Every time I get to a house sit and I go to the grocery store, I say, I'm gonna, because or a house sit or an Airbnb, I'm usually in places for 2 and 3 weeks. I'm like, one of the meals I prepare is going to be vegan, right? And then I just forget to make a, I don't know how to make a vegan meal. I forget that part. Like, there's a black dude, a thin, younger, thin, I don't know if he's young, yeah, thin, younger black dude with a really long beard. And the stuff he makes, it looks really good. I'll look at the thumbnails. I'm not watching a video, but his thumbnails look really good. And so from the thumbnail, I guess I feel like, oh, I just need to buy some squash and some spinach and some. But then I get to the grocery store and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Let me get what I know. Let me get a bag of French fries, right? Like, I got a bag of French fries right now. Let me get a bag of French fries, a bottle of ketchup. I know how to do that. Let me get some Captain Crunch, some milk. I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm not going to keep doing it. I think making it this far with no health issues is just the grace of God and being covered in prayer by Connie Perry, because there's no reason for me not to have diabetes at this point, right? So I feel like I can't keep pressing my luck. Oh, Evie Scott. My cousin was 103 with an 85-year-old boyfriend that she visited at the old folks' home 3 times a week. Isn't that sweet, right? Live, live. If we're going to be between science and genes, we can live for a long time. But how much do we want to be able to enjoy it? I want to enjoy every day. Yeah, right. I'm eating the rice and beans down here, so I think I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Rice and beans is better than French fries and chicken sandwiches. So trade-offs. Yes, right? So Tabitha Brown, does she still do cooking videos though? Serious question. Serious question. She was the first black vegan that I knew of on the YouTube, right? But does she still do cooking videos? I think she's over it. Is she over it, or am I just not seeing the right stuff? I would never go vegan all the time. Please don't misinterpret. Okay. I just mean, if I'm going to be in this house for 3 weeks, one of the meals I can make can be vegan. I'll eat that for 3, 4 days, right? I would never. I would never. Bacon is one of the joys of my life. Bacon, butter. I'll cook, even when I make something. When I was a vegetarian, I still cooked my food in bacon fat. I don't know if that counts. For a good while, I was a vegetarian. Back, I guess maybe when I was running, they probably coincide, but I don't really remember if it was the same time or not. In my mid-30s, right? I'll be like, well, let me make this eggplant parmesan, but let me saute this eggplant in some bacon fat. Yes, I did. I don't know that I've ever cut bacon out of my life. Mushrooms, you know how they use mushrooms as a substitute for whatever. Okay, if I can saute them in some bacon fat, I will. Right? That's what I mean. I don't mean vegan. I just mean veganish in the direction, and just for one meal out of the month, right? If I'm going to make a meal that's going to last 4 days, and I'm going to do that every week, I'm going to make one meal. One of those meals can be veganish. LaRonda started with Caesar salad bag. Yeah. So that's the thing about being out of the United States. Some of that stuff that we're used to is harder to get here, or it's much more expensive. So down here, I haven't seen a bagged salad, like they expect you to eat real food and cook real food and, take your time. This is not, in Costa Rica, this is not a place for overworked, burned out people. This is a place for pura vida, right? This is a place to live a full, pure life, including like cooking some food slowly. Buy the lettuce, Wash the lettuce. Chop the lettuce, right? So it takes preparation, right? When I go into a grocery store unprepared, I just come out with a bag of French fries and a bottle of ketchup. I'm not. I need to do more prep work. It's one of the things we'll put on our calendar when we do our calendar session. We'll do that. Not potatoes. No, French fries. Sometimes when I do feel extra healthy, I will buy a potato and put it in the microwave, but only if I have butter and sour cream. The only way I'm eating a baked potato is with butter and sour cream. Yes. I'm telling you, it's a miracle. I'm in good health, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I am 90% chicken sandwiches, French fries, and Captain Crunch. Okay? All the other stuff fits in the little, and pancakes with maple syrup, right? I do make a lot of pancakes for a person who lives by herself. I spend a lot of my day making pancakes. I've not done a good job. I'm telling you, I eat like a toddler. I know this, right? That is what you feed a toddler who is like grumpy. I have a grumpy toddler diet. Yes. Oh, LaRonda, I got diabetes for my 59th birthday, working to reverse it. Yes. Yes. I think that when I was in my pharmacy tech days, there seemed to be no focus, no emphasis on reversing things. But there seems to be more of a focused attention on that, right? Back in the day, once you got on insulin for diabetes, it was over. I mean, not over. That was not right. Those were not good words. Okay. But like once you got on insulin for diabetes, you were going to stay on insulin forever. Now, doctors do get people off of their medications. They put them on the medications, they take them off. Is Yes, we can do it, LaRonda. We can do it. Go team. Go team. We can do it. I remember I was dating a guy one time who got put on some medication. I was like, well, what is the plan for them to get you off of it for cholesterol? And he was like, no, you don't get off of cholesterol medication. And that was only 2000, I don't know, the early 2000s. So there seems to have been a shift, right? There seems to be a shift in the healthcare world about, yeah, like now, how do we get you off of this so you don't need it? I think, ah, Carly, money for her. I think we're talking about adulting. Oh, wait, maybe something else. Previous commitment, 6 months, 181 days, sabbatical, and detox. Oh, you're looking for an accountability partner because you want to take a 6 month sabbatical. 90% of the hurdle is money, and 10% of the hurdle is previous commitments. Do you have a time frame? You can find somebody here. If you're in the Exodus Summit community, you can find somebody there. But if not, you can find someone here. Do you have a time frame for when you want to take your sabbatical that you're shooting for? And if anyone wants to be Carly's accountability partner on that, holler at her. I'll stall. I'll stall a few more minutes. I got to plug in my computer though. I'll stall for a few more minutes if y'all want to work on that. Somebody wants to reach out to Carly, figure out how to give your information, how you're going to exchange information, because this is YouTube, right? If you put your email address on here, it's on YouTube. Okay? So y'all figure that out. If you do put your email address on here, just remember to come back and take it off. Let me plug in my computer. How did I do? So I feel like this had some, yeah, it's still got a little bit of carbonation in there. Is it called carbonation when it's Prosecco, when it's champagne? It's still got a little, so I can finish this off for Christmas. Tomorrow's Christmas. Oh, I'll make a good Christmas breakfast with pancakes, and I've got eggs, but no bacon, so I may need to run to the store. I may get it delivered. So Rappi, I've been getting some stuff delivered here that I would normally go to the store for. Men, it's hard to trust men to shop for you. But it's been so far so good. I had to get somebody to bring, laundry detergent. And it was okay. It worked. right? I don't know how people do that, how people rely on grocery delivery all the time because men are terrible at it. They're terrible at the shopping part. So I think if you want an accountability partner to come from the community, you should give a time frame. I think when I think of accountability partners, I think of we work towards this goal and this is our time frame that we're working on this thing. So give us a time and then let people know in the chat. I think I'm always the same person. It's just harder to pronounce some words. I start giggling very without the prosecco. So I think I'm always the same person, but some word pronunciation, I lose the ability to say words after a few drinks. But it's all good. I think I stay the same person. Diversity Love, we show people, oh, is that, what do you mean we, your channel? We show people how to grow food indoors with no stress to permaculture to container garden. We, as in this YouTube channel? Who's we? If it's a different YouTube channel, you need to put the name. You can't put the link. In my chat, I block links because, some people will just not do the right thing. So you can't put a link, but if it's a different YouTube channel, tell us that. The name of the channel. Yes, so I'm trying out intermittent fasting mostly for my brain. So according to somebody who I believed when I heard him talk, but I can't tell you who it was right now. Maybe Dr. Huber. Is it Dr. Huber? He's a doctor. He's an actual doctor, but with a YouTube channel. He said intermittent fasting, or no, I don't know. So sometimes I get confused about whether he means intermittent fasting or just fasting, like for longer stretches, because some people some people fast for a full day or two. But fasting, there's a connection between fasting and Alzheimer's, or in a good way. A good way. Fasting decreases your chances for Alzheimer's. What I've come to understand, listen, I'm just repeating what I think I heard, okay? Don't quote me, don't believe me, don't make life changes based on these words, okay? But I think this is what I heard somebody say. Fasting, when your body goes into autophagy and starts eating itself because it doesn't have the food to eat, it eats the bad stuff, the bad cells first. So I have been experimenting with 16-8 fasting, where I eat all of my meals within an 8-hour period. Pretty easy for me because I don't really eat lunch anyway. Right? So I eat my breakfast at noon, and I eat my dinner about 6, and I eat my dessert by 7 because I'm gonna eat my dessert. Okay. Usually I'll have a little snack in between, like plantain chips or whatever. I've been experimenting with that, but I don't know if intermittent fasting gives you decent results or if you need to do some longer fasts. I am willing to do longer fasts, but I feel like as a person who lives alone, maybe I shouldn't. Because if I do, I guess it's probably not possible to die from not eating for 24 hours, but I think it is. And I feel like I should do that kind of fasting with somebody else in the house with me. But I do 16-8. I have been doing 16-8 for quite a while now. Yeah, to try to burn up some of the bad, right? That's my understanding. When you go into a fasted state and your body is in the state of autophagy, where it has to eat itself because there's no food coming in, it eats the bad stuff first. So that's what I'm working on. So one of the books, I told you I didn't count how many books I read this year, but one of the books that I read, let me go to Audible, was on that exact thing, on fasting, by a woman who's not a doctor, but who did quote doctors. She did seem to read studies and stuff. Fast, Feast, Repeat by Jen Stevens. But the YouTuber is probably an easier, like the book was pretty long for a book on fasting. I mean, basically it's here's how you don't eat, and then here's what you eat to break the fast. Sometimes, JG, I fast for a full weekend. Sometimes I live alone. Okay, So it's very, very dramatic of me to think that I might drop dead if I don't eat for 24 hours. Because that's what I think. What if I just get so weak? What if what if I just get so weak and that I can't make it and then there's nobody here to help me? 24 hours sounds like a long time at this point. But 16 hours not is nothing. 16 hours for me now is nothing. So maybe I'll try one once in a while. All right. Okay, did y'all give some anybody raise your hand to become accountability partners or are we done with that? EV Scott says both intermittent fasting and longer fasts are effective and great fit so many health related things. And great for so many health related things. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember what he said about how long the fast has to be to go into autophagy. Autophagy. Well, it's autophagy, but I'm gonna say it how I want. Autophagy. Yes. Yes, that's how I feel. I'm like 24 hours, I might perish. Who's going to be here to revive my body if I don't get a chicken sandwich soon? Chicken sandwich stat. She says, if you get weak, maintaining Tricia says, if you get weak, drink electrolytes and take a nap. Okay. I can do those. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. So I've already gotten used to the not eating until noon thing. Even with waking up at 5:30, right? So I get up and I do my live stream at 5:30 on the other channel most days. And I have to start drinking water right away because I just stay so dry. So I'm drinking water the whole time, and still I can go till noon without eating anything, and it's no big deal. It's gotten much easier. I don't really think much about it. The other day it was 1:11, and I was like, oh, time to eat. But the next step I think is to actually eat real food. Once it's time to eat, I should be eating real food and not pancake batter. Forget it. I don't want y'all making fun of me. Stop making fun of me. Stop making fun of me. Diane Parham on YouTube is an intermittent fasting mindset coach. Thank you, Ms. Prophet Mother. Thank you. Jesus was the Son of God. I am the daughter of Joe and Connie Perry. I I need food. I don't know. I don't know if I could make it. I don't know. One thing about me, I don't know. Okay, well, this is not a thing I would normally say, but sometimes I don't lock doors in places just in case I pass out or die, and they need to get my body out. That is the concern that I have. Some of you are concerned about geckos. I am concerned about dying alone in my house and nobody can get my body out. There have been times when if I'm sick, I'll just leave things unlocked just in case. Just in case. That is a thing. That is a fear that I have. Kim, you should do one on your channel. You have a vegan food channel. You should do some fast videos. I'm not saying I'm gonna join you, okay? But I'm saying you can find a community of people who are into it and do it fast. I'm not raising my hand, okay? All right? I'm not convinced that I would make it. I'm not convinced. 24 hours? I don't know. Yes, SLS 16:8 worked for my normal eating pattern. That's right. For me, that's the main difference. I don't snack until 10 o'clock at night most of the time anymore. That's the main difference. Perish. I don't want to perish. I don't want to perish. Yes, you can drink coffee and tea, but not the way I drink coffee. Lucille says you can drink coffee and tea while you're fasting. Yeah, but I don't drink coffee like that. I drink my coffee. Y'all know. I want vanilla extract in my coffee, sugar or brown sugar. If I don't have that, I will put maple syrup in my coffee. I want heavy cream. It doesn't count. My coffee doesn't count. The way I drink coffee, chicken sandwich on standby. I maybe. So 16 hours is not difficult and I don't have to think about it. So I could probably make it 24 hours. So how often am I supposed to fast for 24 hours to get a life reboot, right? To eat up all the bad stuff in my body, eat up all the Alzheimer's cells that are starting. How often am I supposed to do this full 24-hour fast? If you tell me once a week, that's not a good answer. I want to hear something like once or twice a year is what I would like to hear. Natural Bay. I used to be the same thinking, how can I go without eating? Then my yoga group decided to do a 40-day fast. But what does that mean? Fruit, vegetable, juice, and herbs for 40 days? I'm taking this off the screen. That seems, I'm not endorsing that, Natural Bay. Not for me. Let's see. Fruit? No meat for 40 days? Fruit, vegetable, juice, herbs? I think I would die. You don't think? Cheryl is doing a no spend for 2023, only buying what is necessary. Rashida has done long stretches of no spend as well. Money is not my, like spending money is not a need that I feel like I need to address at this time of my life, but like my diet is. You know what I mean? So it's important to know the thing that you need to address. Where have you planted the landmines in your life, right? My diet is a landmine just waiting to go off, right? It's a ticking time bomb. So what are yours? It's important to know what those are. For me, so yeah, like I'm not saying I'm the best person with money, but what I'm saying is it's not my pressing urgent need. Uh, yes, right. I also am in a place where it's kind of hard to spend money frivolously. San Jose, there's no good shopping here. So it's really hard to spend. Wanted to buy some stuff for myself. This is not that kind of place. It's not that kind of city where you can just go out, leave the house and come back with some stuff that you didn't need. This is not that kind of place. Not in my experience, and not at this size. Maybe if I was a smaller sized person, it would be easier to go out and come back with stuff. But right now, it's not. So that's not a need of mine. But I do think it's important that we look at our things. Like what is the ticking time bomb in your life? If you're gonna live to be 120, right? What is the pressing need you need to address today? Let's do it, right? Let's do it. No, I don't have any health concerns. I've never had to fast for blood work. One time I went into the doctor and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have lupus, sir. Here's why, and here are the tests I would like. And I gave him I had a list of tests, and he was like, no to this, no to this, no to this. Miss Perry, you don't have any health issues. It's probably not lupus, right? Uh, no, right? I've made it to 48 on chicken sandwiches and Captain Crunch without having to do that kind of stuff because I don't have those. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Yes, right? So, Amelia Pierre said, get a life alert. I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah, like that's seriously, my only concern. What if I die in this house and nobody can get in? Kim's travel is Amor, eat, travel. AMOR. Kim? I just wrote that all willy nilly. The travel should also be capitalized. You understand. You understand. Yes, it is a blessing. Southern Rose TD. It is a blessing. And I need to. So you saw on my vision board, it says, I am expecting the, no, no, that's another. So the Tracy G, one of her affirmations is, I am expecting the blessing of money and I am respecting the blessing of money. Right? So same with health. But what I meant to say was, on my vision board, it says, one of her affirmations, I'm proving to the universe in action and in gratitude that I'm ready to handle more. Is that the one that's on my vision board? So I like a lot of her affirmations, actually. I don't know. I done lost it that quick. One, whatever. I think they both apply in this situation, right? We have to be good stewards and trustees of what we want if we expect to get more. I've not been a good steward of my health. I just happen to fall into good health. But I do need to be a good steward. And I need to start being an example. I'm trying to live a portion of every day as if I already have children. I kind of do that. Like I kind of walk through things like a 3D visualization, like a visualization that's really happening. You know what I mean? Visioning. So I try to walk through a portion of my day as if there was already children here in the house with me. And then I look at what I'm doing and I'm like, is this what is this what you would be doing if there was kids here? Would you really be sitting here with a bowl of Captain Crunch? You just bought this box and it's halfway gone and it's been half an hour. Would you really be doing that with your kids here? First of all, I wouldn't want, you know how kids are. Every time you open up something you want, here they come, right? I wouldn't want them all begging me for Captain Crunch anyway. But secondly, I wouldn't want them to think that this is an appropriate way to feed your body regularly. So every now and then, I just try to stop what I'm doing. There's an alarm. You can set a random alarm. But every now and then, I just try to stop what I'm doing and say, would you be doing this if you had kids here? Like, it's time to get, if that's what you're expecting, I am expecting children, then I need to start acting like it and start living like they exist. Because if not, when they do come, man, I'm gonna be shook. I would be just shocked and shook and all of that, right? Eating cereal for dinner and no real schedule to my day. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later all day. So I've lately been trying to just stop. What are you doing right now? And is this, if there were kids here, if you were a mom today, is this what you would be doing at this point of the day? Sometimes yes, right? So I did stay in my pajamas on Thursday. After we did our Thursday co-working session, I stayed in my pajamas that day and I kind of like just chilled because I wrote a book. I wrote a book this year. And if, even as, and I looked and I was like, listen, it's whatever time it was in the day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You've not gotten dressed. You've not gotten out of bed. But I probably would have still done that if the kids were here on that particular day, not on a regular day, right? Shelly says my friend wouldn't allow her kids access to her Fruit Loops. Yes. I mean, every time you get something they like, I know this about kids. I've got enough cousins and nieces and nephews, and I was a foster sister, right? I had foster siblings when I was a kid. Anytime, as soon as you pull out the thing you've been really waiting on, here they come. You don't even know if you would like it. They have radar for it. They have radar for it. Delina says, don't worry. Once we have children, it will happen in a snap. All of a sudden, you do all the right things. Is that true? Is that true, Delina? Or are you just trying to make me feel better? Is that true? So I don't need to practice. I think the day schedule thing, I think will be a shock to my system. I need to practice that. The food thing, maybe. You might be right about the food thing. But the having no schedule in my day, ooh, oh, what a shock that would be if I had then some people who are like, we hungry. You were supposed to feed us 2 hours ago. I'll do it later. It's not helping us eat. Okay. Amelia Pierre says the same. Your routine would change and you go into an automatic. Okay. Okay, well, that's comforting. Thank you guys. It's so nice to have it's so nice to have friends who have experience and they can give you the real. Because I'll make up what I think the answer is. So it's nice to get the real answer. Thanks, guys. Okay, Shelly says that's true. Okay. All right, that's nice. That's good to hear. That's comforting. It's not like I was trying to do things perfectly, right? But I do want to make some progress so that I'm not like everything is bonkers. I've heard this. My MySpace says duck fat is also the business. Honestly, I'm 48. I don't know if I've ever eaten duck. I doubt it. I don't think I have. And I think you can buy duck fat. Am I right about this? You don't need to, like with bacon. I think as far as I know, you got to fry up some bacon to get some bacon fat. But I think people buy duck fat. Is that right? And tell us, how do you use your duck fat? My MySpace. Do you want to give us a little give your friendly neighborhood meat lover and bacon grease proponent a little advice on how to incorporate duck fat into my day? Seriously, that's a serious question. Can you buy it on your own, on its own? Yes, I've heard people say that. And where should I be using it? Help me. Help me. That's what we should have been talking about all this time. What am I missing out on in life? I don't want to miss out on stuff. I want to enjoy every pleasure. I want to enjoy every pleasure. Amina says also it comes to you. Okay. So I shouldn't be too, I wasn't stressed out about it, but I'm not going to be too, hello, I am well versed. I'm not going to be too, I'm not going to get too worked up. Okay. You can fry it and render the meat in a glass jar and keep using it for other meals. But where? Tell me how to use it. Easy to make your own slow cooking a duck leg. Okay. Same places I use bacon fat. So like anytime I'm sauteing vegetables, because that's how I use bacon fat. I don't think there's nothing you can trust. If I were to make a meal for you, you could not trust any of it to actually be vegetarian, right? Not the green beans. If I sauteed some green beans, there's some bacon fat. If I roasted some, what are those little vegetables? Brussels sprouts, there's some bacon fat there. Okay. Uh, Thanks, friends. Yes, share with me. I want all the good stuff. Fries. Ha. You said the magic word. Okay. Duck fat fries. Uh-huh. All right. All right. Deborah says the same thing. It's all in here. The 48, it's all in here. Let me take some pictures of myself with my high definition phone. You can see it. You can see it. I'll be like, I don't like these pictures. Why my phone doing this to me? Why is my phone? I even turned it down to 720p. You can change it, right? I turned it down to 720p, but I forgot to change the video setting, and I accidentally recorded a video for YouTube on my phone in high definition of my face. I was like, I will never watch that video again. I know that. I'm never watching that video again. Okay, Lauraville, there's a restaurant here that cooks everything in duck fat. All right. All right. Roasted root vegetables. Yes. Okay. So okay. I use bacon fat on vegetables, so that's good to know. Basting. Kim says basting. Vegetables and potatoes. Okay. All right. Y'all got me. Listen, you ain't got to tell me twice. I got it. Use it like cooking oil. Got it. All right. So I would assume it's a little less salty than a bacon fat. I'm trying to make it healthy. I'm trying to make duck fat healthy. I'm assuming it's less sodium. So that makes it better. I will drown all of my vegetables in it and then it'll be better. Okay, more votes for duck fat. Y'all been holding out on me. Okay, I have shared all the good stuff I know with you, right? We have talked about the vanilla extract transformation that has happened in my house, and y'all been holding out on me. Thank you. Finally, for sharing. Thank you. Finally. Thank you. All right. From instead of butter or use it with mayonnaise instead of butter. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Justine. They finally they gave us the information. Finally sharing the information that we need, right? The important stuff. We're finally down to the important stuff, right? It only took 3 hours to get to the important part of the video. I am well versed. So you're not seeing the updated like count. I have 415 likes, 448 people here. Thanks for hitting the like button, friends. The like button just tells YouTube that this is a video that you think YouTube should recommend to other relevant people, right? So if you think there are some Black women who would love to kick back with us and, talk about a whole lot of this and that, then hitting the like button on the video helps YouTube to do that, right? To gives YouTube another piece of data that says you think YouTube should share it. So hitting the like button is helpful. Thanks, guys. But it's updating. I see it 421. Thanks, friends. It just it doesn't update. Some people have to refresh their screen. Some people don't. There is duck bacon. Oh, so it's just like duck that's sliced like bacon. I don't think I've ever had duck ever. And I've been to Asian countries. I've eaten actual food in those restaurants. I don't think I ever have. I don't know why. I would try. It's a thing that I would try. Some stuff I'm not trying. I've had kangaroo against my will. Some stuff I would try, some stuff I don't try. It might be. I got French fries. If I can wrap me some duck fat to the house, I got French fries in the freezer. Way better than vegetable oil. Okay. Okay. Not in the air fryer on the stove. Okay. Yes, right? It's the bacon. I don't know if people are using a different cut of pig and still calling it bacon in some places. But sometimes you're like, where's the fat? I mean, half of the reason I bought this was to use the fat for later. Here, so far, I haven't had that problem. But some places you run into that. Like, where's the fat? I don't know if they're using a different cut of pig and calling it bacon. I always say the reason dogs like me is that I smell like bacon. I eat a lot of bacon. Dogs love me. And I'm pretty sure that factors in. I'm pretty sure it factors in. Because they love me. I'm like, yeah, I eat a lot of bacon. Oh, Phyllis says she only eats the ugly meat. She can't eat duck or lamb because they're too cute. Every now and then, somebody on Twitter will share a video of their kids' realization that chicken, the animal, and chicken, the meat, are the same thing. And that poor kid is heartbroken. But sometimes the kid is like, oh, well, this is delicious. Oh, well. Yeah, in Australia. So kangaroo tastes exactly like ground beef. I had ground kangaroo. I would never have known. It's a thing in Australia. It's easy, mince. Everybody else calls ground beef minced beef, right? Or minced kangaroo. I would never have known. Never. Not by the look of it, not by the smell of it, not by the taste, not by the texture. Kangaroo looks exactly like beef. When I was younger, I worked at a job and my coworker, McDonald's started saying 100% real beef. And my coworker was like, yeah, that's because they've been serving us kangaroo all this time. And I was like, you sound ridiculous. You think we wouldn't know? But after experiencing kangaroo, I owe Ron an apology because it's possible. It's possible. I don't know if you can grow that many kangaroos, but I would never have known the difference. And I was trying to find the difference. Like I was eating that against my will. And they were like, trust us, you won't know. And I didn't know. Yes. I always say that. I'm like, they love me. I eat a lot of bacon.
Uh, if the bacon comes from a different breed of pig, it may be a different amount of fat. Okay, because I know some place like in Mexico, it's a less fatty bacon, even though it looks like the same cut. So maybe it's just a different kind of pig. Yeah, they're jerks. Listen, some animals it's easy to eat. Ostrich, assholes. Ostriches are assholes. It's easy to eat an ostrich. Kangaroo, jerk. Eat a kangaroo. Yes, Carly, I'm vegetarian and have not given up butter. Yeah, listen, we need some joys in our life. Food, there is some pleasure in food. After talking about how I want to eat a better way, I want to wrap up by saying food is a part of pleasure. And I don't think we should live our lives to devoid our lives of pleasures, including the pleasures that we get from food. So I'm never going to time myself to a thing so strictly that it strips away the pleasure of the thing. I hope we don't. Even though life can be long, we need to enjoy it, right? We can make it to 120, but without butter, is it worth it? Without butter, is it worth it? Yeah, I hope that we keep the pleasures. That's what I wanted to say when you talked about the no spending challenge. Yes to getting things in order for yourself, but no to depriving yourself of the pleasures of life. Uh, okay. Now, you're taking this advice from a woman who wears a size 20 happily. So take this advice with that grain of salt. I am happy to be wearing this size 20 clothes after, even though I complained about not being able to find stuff to fit me. Listen, I enjoy the pleasures of food. We don't want to strip all those things away for the sake of whatever, the promise that may not come, right? For the sake of a longevity that may not happen. I mean, I love it. I enjoy it. And I feel for people. I know there are people in the world who don't enjoy eating. Jada Pinkett, right? Jada Pinkett Smith and her son, they on one of the Red Table Talks, they actually don't enjoy eating. And I had a roommate like that, right? There are people who don't get any pleasure from any good food, right? They just don't enjoy eating. She talked about some kind of pain. I don't think he just didn't like eating, right? Find your pleasure and dive in. For me, it's butter, bacon, maybe duck fat. Shopping in Costa Rica is ugh. Okay, so there are American brands here where you can get certain things, but not at a size 20. So there's H&M and M and there's Old Navy and there's the Gap. No, I don't know about the Gap. H&M, Old Navy. There's Zara, the European brand. So you can get that kind of stuff. It seems to be not the same stuff that you like. The Old Navy stuff didn't look like the Old Navy clothes in the U.S. So listen, I could ball out in the Old Navy. I don't care, right? I'm gonna go in, get myself whatever, right? Little just tank tops, right? Like in Old Navy is a place where normally you walk in, you can buy something, even if you didn't need anything. You're gonna walk out with something in your hand. But this one, no, it didn't look. It didn't have the same stuff. I've yet to find their Macy's or Nordstrom or whatever. I don't know if it doesn't exist here. I think, and the woman who was here the other week when we talked about this, I don't remember who, Sandra, I think. She said I was right about this. It seems like a place where when you're ready to shop, you need to get on a plane. You need to go down to Panama City, Panama, or you need to go up to Miami. This is not a place where you can be like, oh, I need some new outfits. Let me go to the store. Not me. And not just because I wear a size 20, but because like I want, cute stuff. Why is everything like in the Old Navy, like Old Navy, they mix it up and you go on the Old Navy website, that stuff is not in the store here. Right? So not at that level, not at that price point, and not at a higher price point, a better, like, more sustainable type of clothing. It's just not a thing you can get here. I think living here for 4 years would mean me having specific shopping trips. When I'm ready to, like right now, I'm kind of sick of my clothes. I've been here since October, but I've been wearing these same clothes since I started the house sitting road trip in August. I'm wearing the same clothes since August. I'm a little sick of them. It would be nice to get a couple new outfits. Either I get on a plane or I suck it up, right? That is a major, it's going to have to be factored in. If you're moving to Costa Rica, that's going to have to be factored in. Seriously, I got serious about this, but it's because I enjoy shopping is one of my pleasures. I enjoy going out, finding something and being like, this is my new favorite thing. I remember this dress, you can't see it, but it's a little swing dress. It's, the tight, the ballet swing type dress. This color, I love this color. I wear this color. This is my go-to, right? And there is some lift that you get from getting something cute and putting it on your body. This is not a place where you can go out and get something cute and put it on your body. Unless I just have missed it, right? So I've even looked for individual, like local shops for, where local people make stuff. I don't see it. Tyra. No, Tyra said sewing. Oh, I thought you were telling me to sew. Sewing is an option for you, yes. Yes, enjoy. This is why I've always said I want to get together. I want somebody to put together a network of Black women who sew all around the world. So when you're in that place, you can knock on her door and get some stuff made. Maybe you have to bring your own fabric, or maybe she has it. Or maybe you can find it from the local fabric store, right? I would love that. Yeah, sewing would never work for me. But if you enjoy sewing, okay, you'll be happy here. Yeah, I think, but sometimes, so in the house, you still want to look cute. I still want to look cute in the house. Amelia, you don't treat me like that. I just ran across a screenshot of Amelia's on another video where she said, Amelia Pierre, I want a travel partner, not comfortable traveling to unfamiliar countries alone. I can't remember the date of this video. I wish I'd written it down somewhere, right? This was Amelia's concern on a video that she watched. Now Amelia travels alone. Amelia, you came to Cancun by yourself, right? What a change. What a change in a little while. Went from, listen, I need somebody to go with me. I'm not comfortable doing this alone, to, oh yeah, I do it alone. Not only does Amelia now travel alone, she stayed in Cancun after everybody else left. Amelia was in Cancun just kicking it up, just kicking it, meeting people, having fun, making friends, right? Went from I need somebody to go with me. I'm not comfortable going alone to, oh, see y'all. This was fun. Bye. I'll be here. If you go home, I'm staying. This is one of the things that I am taking credit for. Okay. You didn't give me credit, but I'm taking credit for that. One of the things when I look back at 2022, this is a thing I did. I helped Amelia start traveling alone. Yes, Beija Sol, which I never know if how to pronounce this. My family is from Brazil, and getting your dresses made is very common. Yes, I've been to some places where I've had some wonderful stuff made. I've had some beautiful things made for myself in Vietnam. I don't think I had anything made in South Africa. Rashida had some beautiful stuff made for her in South Africa. I'm down with it. I'm down with getting things made for myself. I mean, talk about a bougie experience. This is made for me. This is made to fit me. This is made to my specifications. I'm down with it. I just don't know here if that is how easy it is, how inexpensive or expensive it is, what the access to good fabric is. I learned that in Vietnam because I had some cute stuff made, but with cheap fabric. I wish I had asked some more questions and gotten some better fabric. I'm totally down for that. Me and my kids in Costa Rica, if we get our clothes made, oh my gosh, you won't be able to tell me nothing. I just haven't done anything to take that. I haven't done anything to take the steps. Yeah, yes, with COVID. I'm taking this off the screen. I'm taking this off the screen. Mona Ray Jenkins, this is me now traveling alone, and I hate that about me. You hate that you're afraid to travel alone? Is that what you mean, Mona Ray? Don't hate that. It's natural to be afraid of this kind of thing. It's a little scary. It's scary until you do it. It's scary. So don't hate that you're afraid to do it, okay? Just understand that fear is not a stop sign. Just because you're afraid to do something doesn't mean you don't do it. It's okay to do things that you're very afraid to do. Yeah, but it's okay to be afraid. Being mad at the fear is pointless and harmful, right? Fear is there to keep you safe and, so don't hate that you're afraid to do it, okay? Just all good. Thank you. Just find what you need to take the step. Something that people do is that they go to what Amelia did is she met us there. She traveled to Cancun, met a group of us there, and that gave her a little more comfort so that when we left, she could stay and do some more traveling. Group trips and meetups are a good way to get started, okay? So speaking of which, remember that we're doing an announcement on Rashida's channel Monday. Yes, Monday at the 26th of December at noon Eastern Time. So here is the link to the video so that you can go ahead and set your reminder to watch this video, okay? This is related to that. Exodus Summit has a major announcement that we are making on Monday, the 26th of December at noon Eastern Time. Okay. Yeah, so one of the ways to ease into solo travel is to start out with some people, meet some people somewhere, start out with them, and then just keep going by yourself. Or go with someone, even if let's say you want to travel for 4 weeks. You only know someone who can go for 4 days, okay? Y'all start off together and then you send them home. Just like talking about Airbnb in the beginning, how you don't have to put yourself in situations that don't suit you, right? You can find ways to make things work for you. You don't have to do things the way everybody does them. Okay, you're welcome. Mona's like, enough. I heard you. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, right? So that workarounds for people who are afraid to travel solo in the beginning, because it's scary, okay? Workarounds, go with somebody else, right? Get started with somebody else and then, let them leave. At some point, you'll be glad they're gone. At some point, you'll be glad they're gone. Tyra's kids she travels alone, but my daughters don't like it. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Traveling alone is easier. You get to do only what you want, and you get to do everything you want. It really is easier. And then you went to Greece by yourself? Did I miss that? I missed that. I think I missed that. Did you share that in the group? In Exodus Summit? I think I missed that. Okay. What a turnaround. I can't show you the link, her comment, but I can't remember when it was. But I think it was 2022 before the meetup. I think it was early 2022. I want a travel partner. I'm not comfortable traveling to unfamiliar countries alone. Well, that did not age well. She done found her comfort, okay? She done found her comfort. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, right? My mom was saying the other day about us going somewhere. And I'm like, there's more work involved. There's more work when there's another person going. When it's just you, it's easy. It's so much easier. Believe us. It's so much easier. You just do what you want, and you don't do what you don't want. Okay. You're welcome, Tyra. Okay, so I've been closing things down for about an hour and a half now. Thank you very much for joining in on our look back at 2022. We're still going to get together next week with more of nothing. I can't get a guest. It's New Year's Eve. If you're busy tomorrow, next week on New Year's Eve, it's okay. You're not going to miss a whole lot. Just more of this. Right. We'll get back on schedule in January. But I'll be bopping around a little bit in January, so there may be some guests and some takeovers, right? Some channel takeovers. We'll be here, but I may not be here. You know what I mean? But thank you very much for being here and participating. Thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you for introducing me to Duck Fat. I can't wait to report back to you. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you very much. Did I acknowledge all of the super chats? Thank you very much for being so kind and helpful to one another. Oh, Alicia says at that restaurant the hummus was good. Okay, that's the thing I don't like. I don't like hummus. That the Wild Cow in Nashville. Thank you for being helpful, answering questions, communicating so nicely with each other. Don't forget to do that same thing for yourself, right? Just the way that you've been so helpful to each other in this chat, and so patient with each other. And so I'm gonna finish. So patient with each other, and so open and understanding. Don't forget to be that way with yourself. Don't treat us better than you treat yourself. Don't do that. I've stopped. I've stopped treating other people better than I treat myself. I recommend that you do the same thing. Okay? Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Thanks for being here. I'll see you again. Bye, guys. I didn't sing anything. I can't think of any Christmas song. I did. Oh, it's too late. It's too late. Sing something. Sing something to us, okay? Sing something. I can't even think of a song. I don't know. All I can think of is in my mind. I want you to be free. But that's too Silent Night is too slow. We can't sing Silent Night. But sing something and pretend that we're singing together. Okay, bye guys.